we're going to see some real performance in terms of revenue growth in the coming quarter. So all of a sudden they got a target on their back the next quarter for their reporting. Yeah. They got a lot to live up to. But we got Obie filling in for Sharif. Get well, Sharif. Thanks for coming in the chat. And Joe, both of them, locked and loaded. We'll be back at 2 o'clock. Enjoy.
You're coming like this here. Bang. All right, bang, bang. Shout out to Chief Keef and Company and all those folks over there. Guys, welcome to the Midday Show. Happy Wednesday. Mike. Wednesday. It's Wednesday already. Yes, it is. It is Friday Junior in his house here, guys. What's going on? It is your boy, Joey O. Next to me is my guy, Obie. He is the one Jedi only Kenobi. What's going on, everyone? I hope everyone's having a fantastic morning. Let's wait for a couple more people to get in the chat, and then we're going to most definitely start rocking and rolling, talking about some of our trades here on the session. All right, Denise Mitchell, giving you the salute, Obie. What's going on, Denise? Kalua, hey, good seeing you in the chat. It's always a pleasure when you're in there. What's going on, Oakler? Little Joey, well, we'll go with that one. What's going on, Busa Bros, Mike, Pete, The Rider, Gorev. Who else do we got? Ismer, Buffalo Soldier. What's up, Alex B, Merck Zumas, D Scurv, Carl Williams. Who else do we got in the chat? Tabs, T. Joe, thanks for putting me on Walmart. Hey, man, we love Walmart. I don't know if I did it, but hey, I mean, I'll take the credit for sure. What's up, Nicolas? Oh, boy, it's Obie and Joe. Bye. What's going on? Are you Newfie? Because that's what they say over there in that neck of the woods. Bye. All right, Marcus Morales. A couple more, Obie. Good vibes only. We like that. GVO, good vibes only. Johnny C, Storm Chaser, and liquidity knots. What's cooking, everyone? All right, let's get out of this. Amazon. We had a nice little trade on that one there. We did get it out of the remaining. We get stopped out about 60%, sorry, roughly on that one. So not too bad as it's starting to sell aggressively. I think there's going to be another opportunity to get involved here. I like the hammer prints at the lows. Gorev's in at 215, gets that move all the way up there. Bang, bang, bang. We take some off of at VWAP. I was a little bit late to that dance. And then we also had our other friend here, Omer, no homer on Omer. This one's been pretty choppy, though, throughout the day, guys. You can see we go 0 for 1 off the jump on that one. Bang, we take another move to the top side north of VWAP. We get out once again. We try it again. Once it holds that level, comes back against us. We get out one more time. So we go 50% on that boy, Omer, and we're green on it. So we won't complain whatsoever. Other than that, I'm waiting for this Amazon pullback, and I want to get involved in it. So that's what I'm going to be sitting on. Obie, what do you got going on, my friend?
So yeah, good morning, everyone. Good afternoon. Yeah, no, a lot of strong moves happening today. SMR, we know that those were kind of on watch after the Army was like, all right, well, our bases are going to be powered with some SMR. So I was looking at that sector coming in off of the open. Didn't quite have the long. There was a bit of miss on my part, but I was like, all right, no worries. Just wait, be patient. I was looking at Walmart a little bit closely off of the open. That one was really nice. We talked about Walmart yesterday and how aggressively strong that was. So let's just quickly go take a look at that one here. So yesterday, we talked about that consolidation around 105s, nice little pull up, maybe a hold above 106s, and yeah, definitely pull up today all the way to the highs, 109.55s, continuing to grind. Now, this is the continuation of an OpenAI bid on something that is usually considered a little bit of a staple, right? So it's just like, all right, cool, Walmart catching an AI bid, interesting stuff. But yeah, a lot of grinding bids yesterday and more of the same today. So I was looking to participate in that. Didn't really get too much done on that because I missed the initial push. I was watching this 108 hold, man, and the way that it just held, and you can see, this is a 3-minute chart. You can see the open of the second 3-minute candle of the day does not even look back through that 108 that for too long, right? The low is 107.97, and then boom, straight to the upside there, continuation. So yeah, it seems like the legs on some of these moves have been absolutely extensive. I I was like, oh boy, Google, where are you running? Why are you running? I got involved with whenever I saw a little bit of selling happening, but kind of got chopped up on that one. Left my desk, I was like, all right, well, this is not going to do anything at 251, and it's all the way back down at 250, so classic on that one. Market taking a little bit of a pullback as of right now. But yeah, let us know what you guys have been up to. We know there's a lot of things going on, and that's why we talk about the community. We got everyone here.
We got the community, man. More eyes on. Absolutely. That's what we want to see. Amazon coming back in. If it holds that wick low, man, we're getting involved into it one more time. One more time. All right. Anyways, yeah, I mean, there goes Omer breaking trend. It finally broke downtrend. So let's see if that's going to get rocking and rolling here and hold up. Sharif, brother, I was trading. I know I'm in the small caps, my guy. The thing is, what I was looking for that big time move. I mean, we're up 130% currently. It was up significantly more. And I'm like, hey, is that going to be that trade where we can catch that 300, 400%? But that doesn't seem to be the case just yet. Get it, Joey? Yes, sir. Pardon? What's up, Katina, man? All right, there's Tesla. Go ahead, watch out for Tesla. Los Polios, watch out for Tesla right at the volume-weighted average price. If we're getting any cool prints over there, nothing on the lower time frames just yet. So let's see what we got going on. Google was absolutely phenomenal. Shout out to the Katina, man. Katina Capital just absolutely lighting it up right now. Watch out, JB. Josh Brown is what I'm referring to there, as Katina Capital is starting to take the market.
I've already turned down that chop off.
Oh, you turned it down already. All right, all right. Well, hopefully the merger is still in. Hopefully the merger's still in talks between. All right. Let's see if we can get that working out. But in all seriousness, guys, I hit traps last night. You feel that? You feel those? No, I hit traps. I hit traps. So like some shrugs. Hit the shrugs. But yeah, no, in all seriousness, guys, I'm like in Amazon here for the, you know what, no hesitation nation around here. We're getting back involved on Amazon to see if this will start rocking and rolling. No low there. Starting to print a hammer candle on the 5-minute. We like that. Same thing with Tesla there, Obie. Let's see if we get an indecision print right at VWAP, and then maybe we take a long on that one. But we are back in Trade Talks with us are very advanced. All right, thank you. Very much appreciated. We'll take it. But yeah, no, let's see if we can get that print, that indecision print on Tesla. Let's see if we can get rocking and rolling on Amazon. I was talking about buying this name for a potential swing, so I like that. Stevenson, 3K payout from Top Step. Just got approved, my guy. Nice. It's up, up, up from here, so shout out to that song. All my fellow Jamaicans in the chat, what's that track that goes up, 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 up? Anyways, you guys know. Let me know, Obie, what do you got going on?
Nothing much, man. I'm just kind of watching this Google here at that 250.
Wire, hide the wire.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, I got it. You're gonna get tapped in, man. For sure.
250 on Google seems interesting here. So I'm gonna continue watching this one. I got a little bit involved as it's consolidating, a bit of an anchored VWAP from where it came out. So yeah, or where the bid came in today. So that's what I'm kind of watching there on Google for now. That SMR is holding VWAP like a champ. So that's something that's pretty interesting to me. Off of the open, we held that VWAP pretty well in and around here on top of, in and around 52s, right? And then we hold again on top of 53s. And then now we're holding that 53 once again, but we've already made a top at 56s, pulling back down, lower highs on 55s, and then pulling back into VWAP at 53. So yeah, I think it's a little bit interesting, maybe looking for a little bit of a rollover here because the bid was quite aggressive off of the open. 48s to 56s, man, absolutely wild. Some of the extensions in this market, you can see that VWAP crack finally giving up that 53 right now with some strong selling coming in. So these are the things that I'm watching. Let me know what you guys are watching. Sean Murphy saying AMD. Yeah, okay, we'll take a quick look at that one as well. I already told you guys what stuff I have on watch. The market we talk about that 25K, man. That 25K has been a little bit of an interesting level. And we can see once again today, well, yesterday we got some aggressive selling on another tariff scare. And guess what? Came in today, SPY was gapping up above prior day's highs.
Yeah.
And then we pushed a little bit higher. So I'm like, all right, cool. All of these dips continue to get bought up.
So. They get bought up, man, which is absolutely insane. There goes Omer. So hopefully you guys are hitting homers on that one there. So not too bad of a look. We're back in some Amazon. We mentioned, we've seen the signals that we want. We're adding to that position. We take that break even stop out. Let's see if we can get that move back towards the volume weighted average price. Gorvis trimming some. Let's see, trim some VWAP. Yeah, I mean, let's wait for that level to come into play. Hopefully it does, considering I put on more risk units, as Katina like to say. So we have full right there. Well, not more. I just increased my initial size. So we'll hold off there. Sorry, 215.60. We'll hop out of that one. So that's 40 cents of risk on what we're currently trading at right now. So let's see. The market is starting to take a hefty dive, but Omer is gone now. It's putting another move to the top side, which is a pretty good look. Didn't take that. Why didn't we get in one more time? So I wasn't even going to call this one Hesitation Nation because we took it on multiplication 4 times when it was displayed. I'm like, you know what? That's it. I thought it was going to break, but sure enough, that was the move. $9.30 all the way back up to $10 and change. So not too bad of a look right there. SMR coming back in. Obie, you had the initial short up on that, so not too bad. That indecision print on Tesla is gonzo as the market is starting to aggressively come back in. So hopefully we get a little bit of a rotation into Amazon. You know what? I'm going full here. Bang. Why not, right? Oh my days. It's at VWAP. Wow, this thing's squeezing. Sharif, oh, I need a, Sharif's like, I'm trading these things. Oh, this is the move. This is the move. Look at the volume start to pick up here as well, too. Oh, the one time that we don't take it, it decides to run. So that's all right. We don't feel any form of FOMO in there. We're now full size on Amazon. Let's see if this can get rocking and rolling. Bang. All right, there we go. Let's see. Downtrend is intact, though, guys. We got to keep that in mind. Let's see what we got going on here. So 5-minute time frame. Bang. If we can snap that 216, I think we add a little bit more, because why not? So shout out to that individual there. So how's the dog, says Joe Mama. Oh, he's fantastic, man. Thank you, Joe Mama. Very much appreciated. He's doing really, really good. What do you think of Lays? There's 300K 10 calls for June. Yeah, let's take a look at that for you. Lays on the options chain. What do I think of it? I could tell you that momentarily. So at 10, call wall 3,000 contracts, relatively speaking. There is more closer to at the money. That's at that 750 strike price, 5,300. But 850 has 9,320 with a lot of volume at 850. So I think 850 might come into play a little bit more than the Lars, I don't know what's going on. Shout out Lars from Interstellar. What was the?
I thought you said Lars.
You remember Lars?
Back.
Yeah, no, not Lars from the back. It's TARS. Yeah. Sorry.
Interstellar is a great.
Interstellar is great.
Such a beautiful.
No, here it is, there, guys. It is selling here today. Maybe that 850 was our high day, 870, and you can see that flush right out of the pre-market. So I think that call wall is coming into play there, guys.
Yeah, for sure. The market's coming in a little bit here. So we consolidated for about, 1, 2, 3. This is the 4th bar with about 14 seconds left on this 15-minute candle. So, oh boy, indeed. Yeah, so let's see. A little bit of a pullback, consolidating for about an hour there. For now, when did that consolidation kind of slow down? Was at, was it 10:15-ish? So the bid came in pretty aggressive off of the open, and it's kind of stalling there in and around that 25 100 mark on the Nasdaq, and then the ES not really kind of looking any sort of different. We're pulling back as well, about a 50% retracement on the ES. The Nasdaq though has not pulled about 50%, so that's all the way down, maybe a little bit closer to that 25,000. So maybe we do get another magnet to that 25K today. So we'll have to keep eyes on that one. So what else did I have on watch today in the morning session? Let's take a quick look here. So I had CRML. I don't know if you guys know, but some of these metals companies were, or rare earth stocks were kind of moving pretty aggressively over the past couple of days here. Yesterday, a bit of a consolidation, and I was looking at this coming into the pre-market. I was like, all right, this thing looks like it kind of wants to roll over. And then I saw this strong wick off of the open. Funny enough, I kind of looked away within the first 5 minutes, and it pretty much did what I was kind of looking for. Pulling back into prior day's lows. Didn't quite break it on the initial push, but yeah, kind of consolidating and trading below $25 now. So that's what I was looking at in terms of CRML.
I mean, you're such a troll.
I know people are looking at MP and TMC as well. Those stocks gave a similar kind of a move, a little bit of a relief back into prior day's levels here, and then TMC as well. Look at that. Would you look at that? Similar kind of story here, where the metals may be taking a little bit of a breather. I'm not saying this is the backside, but that did look like a pretty convincing rollover in the pre-market, and we're getting that follow through coming in into the day. So metals companies, definitely on watch. And then two bank companies as well, BAC and Morgan Stanley, did not do what I was really looking for here. You can see just throwing on a bit of an anchored, a lot of chop in the morning. So I don't really want to see that happen if I'm going to be using that anchored. But if you're using a little bit of the opening range high, maybe some VWAP as well, I guess that's about the same thing. So yeah, it's kind of chopping around that VWAP. Didn't really get too involved with it, but it's holding up. It's holding up. We hit the range highs from the pre-market, so that's pretty good there. And then Morgan Stanley as well. Morgan Stanley actually was the one to get long and strong off of the open as that pre-market breakout through that 163 or 162s and some change came in so beautifully. But you can see right in there, the first 15 minutes, the first, I guess, half-hour session, strong wick, strong wick, strong wick. There's clearly sellers at 167. Guess what? We kind of consolidate. We attempt to push. No wicks here, but supply steps right back in and a bit of a market turn as well, maybe fueling that tailwind on Morgan Stanley. So that's what I had on watch. Of course, we're watching OMERS as well. Another one, COOT. Reminds me of Crash Bandicoot, shout out N64. But yeah, beautiful kind of a move there on cooking oil. So this one was definitely, frying up some shorts in the after hours, and then maybe in the pre-market as well. It's holding levels from the pre-market even after a strong fade off of that $5.08 in the pre-market session. So pretty solid. Couldn't get back above $5. We know that $5 is a kind of an interesting area when it comes to stocks. Could not get above $5. So those were the things that I was watching as well. But yeah, if you saw this going into the close and you were like, oh my God, cooking oil, and the first thing you thought was Australian Oilseeds Holdings Limited, then you made a banger trade, and you could have definitely seen this before it broke $1, before it broke $2 in the after hours, and maybe even as it started going crazy in and around 7 p.m. last night. You see how much volume it's doing? It pretty much did more volume in the after hours and in the pre-market than it does on average on the daily. So here's the thing: a lot of people kind of talk about how But here's the thing, more often than not, why you're told to kind of avoid the pre-market and the after-hours sessions is because of a lack of volume. But guess what? If it's doing a significant amount of volume, bro, the ticker is open.
Trade it.
It's purely open. It's an open market if it's doing that kind of volume. So if it has the liquidity, it's there. Sure, certain types of order types might not be allowed when it comes to those the pre-market or after-hours sessions, but regardless, it was definitely open and gave a lot of opportunities. So I want to take a quick measurement. So from the time, I guess, Trump truthed, well, you know what? Let's take it from the close, because you had time. So if you saw it on the market close and you were like, all right, I'm gonna participate in this sub dollars, right? Sub dollar, I'm gonna participate in this, and then it continues all the way for a 470% run into the pre-market. Even if you didn't sell in that pre-market and you're like, oh boy, I woke up pretty late, and you're selling somewhere around here, a 300% move all the way up into $3.50. So absolutely crazy move.
Oh, sorry, we got to go to Adair. Tap into Unity as well.
Sure, yeah.
I don't think you plugged your thing back in there, my friend.
All right, let's go to Adair.
Yeah, just letting you guys know, we're getting some talk here from leaders around the globe saying that they're potentially pretty happy with how trade talks are going so far with the U.S. We have Lula, president of Brazil, saying that the Brazil and the U.S. are going to have their negotiation talk tomorrow. Earlier today, near the start of the midday, we did have Claudia Sheinbaum, who was the president of Mexico. She said that the trade talks with the U.S. are, quote, very advanced. So it seems like talks are going well here across the globe with regards to trade. Again, China, a little bit of a question mark, but just wanted to give you guys a bit of an update there on trade. Again, we do have some Fed speak starting about 50 minutes from now at 12:10 p.m. with Fed's Bostic, but right now, pretty quiet period. Back to you.
Yeah, good stuff there. All right, guys, we're in on this full size 215.60. We're out of Amazon. It's still holding that downtrend here, so going long against it. Omer broke that downtrend and is continuing to climb higher, so this is what we need to snap. You can see those consistent lower highs right there. So if we do have that ability to come in and we sit on top of this, I think we'll be okay. And even if we come in and touch it one more time, I think 1648 is going to put us up here. We'll start to piece a little bit off, but we don't want to get too ahead of ourselves. Baby steps, baby steps. We're in some IBIT. This starts cleaning up for us. We're going to add aggressively onto this one here as well too, guys, because why not? So yeah, it's Amazon's looking like it's going to snap. Again, I think there's just a little bit of a weight on this name shoulders, just due to obviously all the China tariff talks and everything along those lines. But once that's all sorted out, I think we're going to be rocking and rolling. But yeah, there it goes, starting to snap to the downside. We're in on some IBIT. Let's add a little bit more here, guys. Let's try to make this one as large as we possibly can. So we'll just double it up there because we are taking a hit currently on AMZN. So we'll be giving a lot back here. Slightly in the money now on IBIT. Let's get that move back to the volume weighted average price. So we're going to try to just diamond hands it. There it goes. Let's go, Bitcoin. 5-minute hammer candle. This is exactly what we want to see there, Obie. Now, if we can get Amazon rocking and rolling, it's going to be a day. Let's go, Bitcoin. Man, oh, I'm glad we doubled that up there, Obie. Honestly, just trying to maximize some of these trades, and if we get the chosen, or I'm not even going to call him that, doesn't deserve it whatsoever, but the Amazon rocket and roll, and I think we'll be okay. Tesla starting to grind higher again, so if we can get this name to participate, that'd be fantastic. What has NVDA been up to? I haven't even looked at it this morning. Google's starting to come back in here as well too, so keep your eyes on that. Apple, what are you up to? Starting to come back. Yeah, so the market is selling. Yesterday was a little bit tougher of a session for me, and Monday as well too, so I wouldn't mind getting a nice solid one in here today and make these trades as big as we possibly can. More of a grind, that's for sure, but that's what I got going on. Break through that downtrend. There's multiple on the 1 minute, 5 minute, etc. And I think if we have the ability to snap it, we're going to be okay. So we're just going to have to be patient. Omer coming back in. Other than that, yeah, I mean, it could grind lower there, Rusty Dutch, but I like my chances here. There was a couple signals that said, hey, let's get long this name. And sure enough, you just have to go with the playbook, try to eliminate all emotion that can be involved there, Obie.
Yes, sir. So yeah, it's just watching this Google come in. So we did come in on the VWAP here. So that's kind of what I was looking for. I'm like, all right, I'm going to take a quick scalp back in. Didn't quite get all the way down to VWAP in the 40s. Just yet, but holding there. So I kind of want to respect that a little bit here as it potentially comes in, and maybe be a little bit nimble on that 250 hold. I was looking for it to kind of come in and crack pretty aggressively, but it's 250, right? You might expect a little bit of turbulence, so I'm gonna probably just lighten up in and around here, and then maybe take the next potential push. If it's gonna hold, that's fine. I want to see where is this specifically. 249.40s I have, so 249.47 if I want to get specific to the penny there on Google. But yeah, missed this chunk here from 251s to 250. So I was like, oh boy, I don't know how much more it's going to give, but if I think the next 50 pennies is pretty decent, I'm going to take a quick just a tape, maybe not a tape scalp as much, but just a quick little piece off of that momentum, right? So I know I heard you say before, no FOMO. but we here for the Momo.
Oh,
right?
No FOMO.
No
we
FOMO,
here for the Momo.
No Mo, but we here for the Momo. So let's see if we can catch some Momos here on the day. Crazy legs. Momo on Google was absolutely crazy. Absolutely crazy. 246s to 252s. Doesn't even look back. I don't even know what the news on this thing was, but regardless, I was just focused and honed in on the price action. I was like, oh boy, this thing is going absolutely crazy there, Joe. But yeah, we're going to continue keeping this one on watch and see if that can potentially come into VWAP right there in and around 249.5. So let me know what you guys are trading, and we can take a look at some of those too. A lot of names, like I said earlier, in play. Whoa, you
let's go, Obie. Yeah. Let's go, baby. We're rocking and rolling. We take another 5% off that one as we're starting to climb back in to the volume-weighted average price. What a big-time move off that pop off those lows. 5-minute print. That's what we're looking for. Finally getting one to work for us here, Gaurav, and we go heavy on this. So if we get Amazon to start cooking up, it is taking a long time. The longer it consolidates, the less I like it. I know when I first came on the floor, there's like a timing rule that a lot of people were talking about. I think if you're really comfortable with your system, you know if it's going to work immediately or not. And if it takes a little bit longer, and I'm not saying, hey, panic and get out of things and do everything along those lines. That's not what I'm getting at. But you usually have the tendency to understand it's like, hey, the longer it takes, usually it's not going to work as clean. We'll take another piece off right there, Obie. Let's go. And if we can get Amazon back, to VWAP, this is going to be a monstrous one. There goes IBIT. Yes. Nice move off of there. I just switched to a 2. We'll take another small piece. Rejection. We don't like the rejection now, do we? Come on, you can do it. You can do it, man. You can do it. I promise. It's okay. There we go. Oh, my days. It's like pulling teeth out here. It's not a bad consolidation on Amazon, even at the lows. I think it needs time, says Gaurav. All right, my friend. If you like it, I like it. You brought me this one. So let's see if we can get rocking and a rolling, because it's rocking and a rolling. It's a good day thus far. How much do I have left? 50% of IBIT. Oh no, Gaurav, no. There goes Amazon, right back down. Why? All right, let's see if it can hold. I don't want to hold on to this too much longer, because considering how heavy I am, now we're taking a bigger loss than what we anticipated. And let's see if this is support, unless this is going to be a wick. If this is just a wick through, if we get another open south of that support level, then we'll just get out of it as the Qs and the SPY are starting to come back in. The market was rallying this morning. Amazon was not participating. Bloody tariff news, and I think I mentioned that before, right? We had the likes of Google. As soon as they settled that antitrust, what happened? Bang, that thing was off to the races. We know that with the e-commerce division of Amazon, that they're heavily reliant on some of those cheap products coming out of China, and if the trade talks aren't going too well, then sure enough you're going to see a little bit of weakness displayed here. And and I think we're closer down to 10% off of those highs now, considering, I mean, we're only down a third here, but I think that's kind of what's going wrong with this name. Once that weight is lifted, off to the races we go, and I'm going to be prepared to pounce on it. So let's go Amazon. Let's recover there. So we're bouncing off that support level once again. We're getting that aggressive pullback here in IBIT. Is this going to be a reload opportunity? Let's see what the 1-minute time frame is telling us. If there's indecision prints, see, that's not good. I think trade is done here now, guys. Let's see. Why am I referring to trade being done? Well, you get that big pop up, and then you have this strong candle, that inverted print right there, and now we're coming back in. So we'll give a little bit of the unrealized back. I might just hop out of that one as Amazon is now continuing to bleed, Obie.
Yeah, for sure, man.
No one makes me bleed my own blood.
Oh boy, yeah, no, that's something you want to watch out for. Google went all the way up to 250 halves, and then I was just like, all right, cool. I looked away for a second, and then I was like, all right, the last little bit, 50 pennies, sure, I'll take some off of there and kind of reassess, and it's coming back in. So do we expect a little bit of a chop when it comes to some of these names off of the VWAP? Yeah, for sure. Plus 250, VWAP plus 250. Come on, there's a little bit of a chop and churn happening there. So yeah, that's definitely. I like key levels. I don't know how closely you look at psychological levels at all, but you know, I think it's something to watch out for when they do show up and they show some sort of, you know, decent level of respect. I think that's when some of those trades deserve the most respect as well. So that's what I got. That's what I got cooking here on the goggles. Still sitting on a little bit of that 250 as of right now. But if we're gonna hold that VWAP push was what I was looking for, right? The trade was the break of this bid here. When the buyers dissipate, they start to go sideways. I'm obviously not risking appropriately here, but that last little wick, wicks 252s pretty nicely, or up to that range high, and then sellers step in. So that should have me really convinced, and then just give it the appropriate risk to the high. So I definitely chopped it up a little too erratically, but it is what it is. Where's the next trade? That's what I'm looking for. Let's see what Adair is up to.
Let's talk about crypto. Not much here with Bitcoin. That support just below 110 becoming even more and more tenuous with that lower high. It seems like this could be the level of should I stay or should I go? We continue to see this clash between buyers or sellers with that 109.8 level on BTC. Now, let's talk here about a really interesting story out of Japan in the crypto space that I think is worth mentioning. I believe I dropped it in our chat last night during the market recap, but I think it's worth discussing a bit more here during our crypto segment. Nikkei Asia reported last night that Japan is considering banning insider trading in crypto markets with some new regulations. Now, in order to understand that, it's important, I think, to understand how crypto regulation in Japan currently works, and there's basically very little of it, especially when it comes to insider trading. So, again, according to this report, the Securities and Exchange Surveillance Commission of Japan might soon get the legal authority to investigate crypto transactions and impose fines on those who basically break those regulations. Again, Japan's Financial Instruments and Exchange Act, that's the law that they use to govern securities, but it doesn't cover digital assets like crypto. Meanwhile, the crypto asset regulatory body, they also don't really have a system for detecting insider activity. So looks like Japan may be going to fill that gap and do some investigation of crypto. I think an interesting look there for Japan. Back to you.
Right, yeah, I'm pretty sure you can't short in the Japan market, or is that the Korean? It's one of the two. Which market can you not? You're not allowed to short in, or is that the Korean or the Japanese? I think it might be one of those. I know one of them.
That kind of market actually exists?
Pardon me? No short. You're not allowed to short. In India, all right, cool. Thanks for letting us know.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, I have no idea how the mechanics of that work. Amazon. All right, guys, we're gonna hop out of this trade here. I think it's dead now on Amazon. Oh my days, dude. We're gonna take a little bit more of a hit on that. We didn't want that whatsoever, man. We put size on it here too. We had some conviction in it. Market was rallying, now starting to come back in here a little bit. So now, yeah, that's it. It's done. We're gonna have to accept that loss there. Boo, you suck. We'll get out of that one. We tried with no hesitation nation over there. We just got right back into it. So yeah, that's really unfortunate. We take a loss, a decent hit on Amazon there as it's starting to bleed. With that being said, let's get that thing out of our face because we are not happy with that. And that's just a little coping mechanism. You know, you got to come up with those APLD. The market's coming in aggressive here, guys. You got the Qs right at the volume weighted average price. I won't be looking at I'm looking at it, but I won't be trading it or anything along those lines. APLD. Who mentioned Rigetti? Yeah, I have this one. Yeah, it's starting to come back in. $54, but I mean, this thing's been on an absolute monstrous run. Bang, 15 all the way up to 58. So 261% from the middle of September, which is absolutely phenomenal. So yeah, we'll take that hit there on Amazon. Let's get this off our side chart here as well, and look for other names that are strong. It wasn't participating, so there's reason behind it. And now IBIT coming right back to the break even. Good stuff there. Obviously being slightly sarcastic, but yeah, there it is, guys. We'll hop out of the IBIT as well too. So I mean, it wasn't a bad trade on IBIT. We'll take it. We'll leave a 50% on the table as it rejected there. That inverted hammer candle was telling us that, hey, yeah, maybe it's time to get out of that name. So yeah, we'll sit on our hands a little bit here. Red on the day, courtesy to Amazon, I guess, on that one. But yeah, so yeah, that's what I got going on now, Obie.
Yeah, I'm just going to take a quick look at where are my charts here? Boom, right here. So what am I looking at here on Google? So this is I dropped that anchored there from where that bid potentially came in. So I was watching that. So we talk about anchors and how they can be pretty decent in terms of kind of showing where the average participant might be sitting here. So you know, I was like, all right, the bid came in off of here. And then, yeah, we're holding and consolidating on top of that. So that's why I kind of like that 250 for the reversion as well, even though I got a little involved a little earlier. But I was like, okay, we're pulling into this average area after a bit of an overextension on the day. Yeah, like Google normally is not going to just rip up 2.5% intraday. But whoa, there it is. There's the market tanking a little bit more. Yeah. Some more reversion to that 25,000 on the Nasdaq. Oh boy, more of the same. It seeing that. So let's see. Okay, all right. So a lot of the SMR, the SMR stocks kind of taking it on the chin here, pulling back all the way in. So this is my SMR basket this morning. So SMR, that was one of them. New Scale Power. So you can see that's a beautiful reversion that came in. A little bit choppy, but you know, it was pretty. It worked out. OKLO, another one here. Beautiful, beautiful bleed out after especially on the break of this consolidation low. That was really nice. And then NNE as well, nano nuclear, all the way down. Look at this consolidation break. So maybe that was what we needed to be watching here. Some of these lows that kind of cracked a little bit harder here as well. So GE Vernova, that one's coming in as well. Constellation Energy, CEG, some might consider this one to be a little bit more stable in that sector. But look at the beautiful. This one is a lot more beautiful, probably the most beautiful out of all of them. When that bid dissipates, we come straight back down to 400. So that's the look there. Market's pulling back in. What's going on, Adara?
Yeah, I just want to let you guys know with regards to the market, I want to provide an update. I am not seeing any news coming through with regards to the market. It's actually been super tepid on my blotter over the last 10 minutes. Only comments I'm seeing are coming from someone from Brazil Central Bank. So nothing related to the US. I did check on Trump's Truth Social. He has not posted in several hours. So this doesn't look to be a Truth Social related move either. Just a quick update on this move to the downside, which, as I said, not really seeing anything to corroborate this. Back to you.
Right on. So yeah, there it is, right? Like we take 50% off. I love this saying. Let your winners run. But you also have to think to what extent. They're not just going to go to the moon all the time, in my opinion, right? So you want to piece some off there. We talked about taking a little bit more off, leaving 20-30%. So we're just going to have to go back and stick to the system and the guns and instead of trying to leave larger amounts for that bigger move. I mean, if they come, they come. You still have skin in the game. But giving back all that unrealized is not fun whatsoever, especially when you have in the right size. It's like, okay, officially you have the right size. You're looking for that move maybe up here, but then it's like, okay, you get the signals as well displaying themselves saying, oh, no, other way, shush, to the moon, reload IBIT? No, there ain't gonna, as this market is tanking, there ain't gonna be any reloading on the IBIT. Yeah, maybe though. Oh, there it goes. Look at the strength in the tape here as well too, guys. Keep your eye out on that. That's something positive. So maybe there might be another reload. I need a Hesitation Nation because we don't got that one. We got Hydration Nation, but we'll hit the, which one here? I don't like any of them. No, I'm not gonna hit anything. I don't like them whatsoever. So yeah, I mean, patience. I think that's going to be key. APLD, I'm looking at Applied Digital. This name has been on a pretty big run as of late. Watch Amazon now. No. I'm not trading that thing. I see it off of those lows. That's it. I took a hefty hit on there. I just think that considering it wasn't participating to the long side in the overall market, then there's a reason why that it's continuously selling. And I told you what I thought my personal reason was. But we'll keep our eyes on Tesla. I like our chances for Tesla to rally. I do, obviously, it's intriguing, as everyone says, mentioned, look at Amazon. Yeah, no, see you later. AC Slater. We'll pull back up APLD as we're starting to get some indecision prints right at VWAP. That's a beautiful thing. Hit him with the hezzy slap. I know sports and stuff. You gotta watch out when Spice Adams, Hezzy, everyone there. But yeah, so that's what we got going on. Let's go over our top performing sectors here on the day. That is going to be.
Wait a minute.
how we get rocking and rolling. All right, guys, everything in the green except for the industrials. Boo! The tech sector, guys, doing absolutely beautiful today, up 1 1/3. Real estate up 1 1/4, closer to 1 1/3 as well too. Utilities 0.97%. The bottom three, we got the healthcare up 1/10, materials up 1/10, and then the industrials down 0.1%. Now, as for the weekly, IWM says, you know what? You guys do your own thing. I'm going to just live in my own world and be up 2%, while the rest of you are negative. We have the Qs down 1/3, the Dow Jones down about 4/10, and then the SPY down about 0.5% as well, too, guys. So, yeah. Lots of good indecision prints. If they break the lows, I'm going to suspect some more. I wouldn't mind shorting some Tesla, but I'm going to wait for that pullback. The hold of some 438 levels, failed to construct a new high, and then we're going to take that move to the downside. Let's rock and roll.
Yeah, no, downside is definitely what's happening right now. So this is a question I'm asking as well, and just messaging some people in the pod as well. I'm just like, all right, well, ES just cracked the day low. Is the Nasdaq relatively strong, or is it still catching up? Shower thoughts. That's kind of what I'm thinking about right now. This is a really, really interesting sell-off because you can see here it's very symmetrical along a lot of the names, except for some that are lagging behind. So NVIDIA through day low, Amazon through day low. Obviously, Spider's there. Nasdaq's kind of pulling in, but Google is relatively strong here. NVIDIA's coming into that 180 mark. That's what I like. And I like that you pointed out the IWM as well. I like AMD as well. AMD maybe potentially poised for a bit of a reversion here as it pulls in. You can see the crack of that trend happening right here. You can see we attempted to push that 238 a couple of times, and that didn't really happen. And then now the market tailwinds coming in as well. It seems like the Nasdaq was just lagging behind the ES as the ES continues its push through day low, and then the Nasdaq's coming in. I guess the session low, I guess, is in and around that 24.9 on the Nasdaq. So let's see if that can come down another, what is this? Another 50 points, $50, and then crack that low as well. In step with not only the Spider, not only the ES, but the Dow Jones and the Russell as well. So you can see the IWM trading much lower here, 250 crack there as well. So a lot of these futures kind of pulling back through aggressively through their lows. So I'm looking for where the next trade is. I like the Google. Google is holding up VWAP right now. I know a lot of people talking about Obie's shorting the strongest stocks. Hey, listen. Sometimes more often than not, I might be a little bit of a contrarian where I'm just like, all right, well, the crowd is going one way. I'm looking to go the next. I might have to have a little bit more patience for that, but I do like that trade more often than not. I just following the crowd is great. Yeah. Trend trading, that's I love that, but it's sometimes it goes against how I like to think. That's the only thing. I'm just like, okay, so there's some aggressive selling, but here's the thing as well. Sure, Google was the strongest stock, but here's the thing: why was it up? Right, aggressive bid, a little bit of an aggressive bid. The Nasdaq's about to break its low. The ES is already coming in, and then we've already been struggling with that 250 key level plus anchored VWAP from here, from the bid, and then plus intraday VWAP as well. So what's the likelihood? In my head, I'm thinking, what is the probability that we trace a little bit lower? Sure, with first glance, it looks like it's the strongest stock. But with my perspective, I'm just like, whoa, if this actually goes and kind of it balances with the rest of the sector, with the rest of the Mag 7, do I think that Google being up here at 250 while everything else is breaking day lows, do I think that's mispricing? Right? That's the question you got to ask, especially if you're thinking mean reversion. Are these prices fugazi? Is this mispricing? Right? So we'll see. We'll see. I don't know. We're coming down in the VWAP. It's working for now. I'll let the charts speak for themselves. I was a little erratic in the morning, but it is what it is. 25K on the Nasdaq. I feel that that's a little bit important for me. So we'll see how that potentially comes in here. And okay, the mic's kind of falling off. Yeah, this thing is.
You got the magnet on there?
I got double magnet, bro, because the sweater's kind of
magnet,
thick. So I'm like, it keeps falling off the magnets. I got a double magnet to increase that magnetic force.
First of all, the chat is just ripping me apart here. I was stretching, Assassina. I was literally, and then everybody started losing it. It was not what you think it was. Come on, man, get it together and be a little bit more mature. Obie, what happened?
Do it again?
I can't. It was a natural stretch.
What happened?
Jeez, yeah. Ramin says, do it again. No. Anyways, you guys are absolutely hilarious, and it's funny. You guys keep me calm.
How does Obie have a straight face saying Marcus Morales? Man, when you feel as much pain as I have, like, you don't really feel much anymore.
You don't feel anything.
This guy sat beside me yesterday, and I'm staring my position down. And you guys heard me yesterday. I got blasted. I got shut down yesterday. And tell me, how much pain was on my face when that was happening?
It's actually slightly psychopathic, if you ask me. Yeah. So for me, I'm over here feeling too much emotion.
It's only price action. It's only
PA. Yeah. Oh man, you guys are funny. No, I'm not.
The trade is what matters. The trade is
none of that around.
Forget about everything.
None of that.
In these markets, you can't pull a Drake. You can't be in your feelings. That's all I gotta say.
Oh,
there you go. Nice.
My feelings.
Exactly.
Oh, I mean,
if you wear emotions on a sleeve,
yeah,
then the market may ask you to leave.
Oh no, and it will just tear you apart at the end of the day if you're too emotional. Yeah, there goes Amazon.
No, but I get emotional sometimes. You guys see me get excited. Come on, you guys see me get excited every now and then. Like
you get an LFG in there.
Yeah, of course. And it's the. Was it Obie doesn't realize what happened? They can't hear what y'all hear. Yeah, exactly. I don't know what happened. I'm just listening to the price action and the charts.
Ramin.
I'm trying to do my best.
No, Ramin, you're getting this soundbite. You're so crazy.
So we'll see. Everything else doesn't really matter as much to me. You know, news, fundamentals, those are great. They're great factors of confluence. But the only time I really get excited about news is like a breaking news trade that totally shifts the sentiment on the day. Right? You have intraday participants that are totally offside. We're seeing that with some of the news catalysts as well that come out intraday. You know, Trump will truth, not tweet, he'll truth, and then all of a sudden, boom, catching everybody offside instantly, right? But if you're being patient and waiting on the sidelines. Yeah. Maybe that breaking news trade is the one, right? So we'll wait and see where is the next trade, where's the next opportunity. I covered a little bit too much in and around that 250, and now that's $1 lower at 249. So it is what it is. I'm maybe looking for more structure, right? If Google's going to catch up, if we kind of struggle with this VWAP and coming in a little bit lower here, where are the prior levels? So let's take a quick look at the goggles. Here on the day. And
want to cover those super chats there, though?
I'll get to that in 1 second right here. Opening range high, 248.30. So we're about $1 away from that. We've broken the anchored VWAP from the bid. You know what I like to do as well? Where are these sellers at? If I'm selling with the sellers, I'm going to drop an anchored from the strongest selling that did happen, which was the wick shimmy action of the range high. Oh boy. Where I got out, I got to be watching this. I jumped out on this, but that's a pop to maybe potentially look for sellers to step back into because that's where they were, and then take it a little bit lower. So a bit of a miss on my part. I'm not really using my indicators as effectively and efficiently as possible right now. So we'll see. Okay, super chats. Let's take a quick look at them. Oh boy, that one kind of disappeared for now, but okay. So Party P with the super chat saying W comment Adara LMAO. Yes, for sure. Definitely dropping some lines there. Let me see. I gotta check the fan funding here. Okay, there's the other one. Shane Newell, thank you very much for the super chat here saying, hey team, tuned in, love the show as always. Can we see if there's some news behind the sell-off? Maybe I missed something. Hey man, here's... All right.
You missed nothing. There is no news, but thank you very much for your support there, Shane Newell. As I always tell you guys, if I see anything, I'll let you know, but it's been like dead on the scanner today.
Why does it feel like someone turned the AC on in here, man?
Yeah, it's getting a little bit chilly, but
insane. Anyways, Obie, let's see what we got cooking up here, guys. Rigetti, there goes the Qs, right? You're now south of the volume-weighted average price, heading towards the low of the day. SPY significantly weaker, heading towards the now putting in a new low of the day. Goggles really starting to come in there for Obie and company, so nice work there on that short. I think it's just participate. Where's the volume stepping in? I think it's to the downside, so we're going to wait for some of these pullbacks and then look to rock and roll. I would love to have short the TQs, but I mentioned earlier, accuracy on that name has not been good whatsoever, so we're going to avoid it at all costs. All right, that's enough. Well, it's not. I don't care anyways because it's not what you guys think would happen. But anyways, be a little bit more mature and talk about trading. But yeah, anyways, other than that, guys, let's see what else we got going on. Mike P is just laughing. I mean, it is comical. You guys are.
I mean, where are the people
funny.
at who are like, oh, why are you shorting the strongest stock? Like,
they said, someone said that earlier, but never mind them. We're going to only deal with mature people here today. Mohammed Mukati sold AMD puts yesterday for some good profit. Good luck with King Trump tweet. Was down 50% at one point. Got lucky with tripling my account since Friday. Now I've cashed out. Thanks, guys. Watch all day. He says, Mohammed. So shout out to you. Thank you for that. That's always a good time, right? Tripling the account.
Oh, yeah.
We like that one there. Do you think our GTI will go back to my average short price of $34? Anything can happen, my friend. We're now trading at 51. It was trading at $58. I remember you were asking me about that not too long ago. We gave you the CSP potential opportunity there, so I think you should look into that one. Other than that, guys, we got a new low of the day on the Qs. I think we're going to continuously bleed as the volume's really starting to pull back. Step in, sorry. So yeah, there it is. Google now lowering. You're almost $1. You are more than $1 there. Or no, not quite. Yeah, you got $1, I think, on that one. So nice work there as you break through VWAP. So I'm not. Again, be careful of trying to catch the falling knife on today's session. Otherwise,
it's not about the dollars for me, bro. It's about, are we at the club?
Okay.
Are we partying?
All right, that's all that matters. That's it for Obie. It only matters if he's partying or not.
As long as we're partying, as long as we're playing the game. The dollars are just a byproduct. There's the Nasdaq, dude. This is what I was talking about.
Yeah, it's tanking. It's tanking.
Ask the question: is it relatively strong or is it just lagging behind? Right?
I'm looking at APLD, my friend. Don't worry about that one, Classy Wayne. We're looking at APLD. We mentioned it multiple times. 37.71. So going long, all right, guys, that's enough. Mature up, grow up a little bit here. Tesla as well too. We got a little bit of a hammer candle, so let's see what we got going on. 432, NVDA right at 180, 1 minute candle. So yeah, let's see what we got going on here. I'm going to be patient and wait for a potential opportunity. I'm not expecting a massive rebound, but we'll look for moves back into the volume-weighted average price, and then we'll take it from there, right? One step at a time. There is a nice print on Amazon at the lows, but we took a pretty big hit on that one earlier in the day, so I don't think we're going to continuously try that. 1 minute doesn't want to pull up. All right, so I mean, 214, you're now trading at 246. Not too bad of a look. Let's check on the lower time frames here on Tesla. We'll use TSLL. But yeah, that selling was aggressive, and I think it's going to continue. So let's go over some of the volume names here. I'm just kind of repeating myself over and over again, and I don't necessarily want to do that. So let's pull up. We got the options chain up, our stock scanner, NVDA, oops, no, all right, so Wolf putting in the most amount of volume here today? No, we want the volume at its highest. There we go, thank you. NVDA with 94 million shares traded, Omer with 79 million. How's that holding up, relatively speaking? Broke downtrend, still hovering around that 1022 level. NVTS, yesterday this thing was hot again today, so maybe you want to stick to those stronger names. That could be NVTS, so a potential long opportunity here as you're punching through some support levels. So we'll look at that one. INTC got a little bit of a pop yesterday, did this morning as well too, after it was trading south of VWAP, and then now starting to come back in once again, so keep your eyes on that one. So yeah, Obie, that's what I'm looking at to trade, maybe NVTS. I want to stick with the stronger names who aren't getting hit as aggressively, just in case buyers step back in, we get that buy program. We haven't talked too much about Palantir as of late. This thing was so hot for so long, and obviously it's cooled down. You can't be this hot for that long. Go from 71 on the April low, 68 bucks, all the way up to 200 bucks there roughly. So yeah.
Have you seen that on the monthly chart, bro?
No, what's it doing?
Take a look at that on the monthly chart.
Asking my platform a lot here to pull up a monthly.
Oh boy.
Yeah, it's not good without.
It actually
done.
takes time.
Yeah, it's done. It's frozen now. Yeah, it's frozen. So shut up.
I can show you if you want to talk over it. But yeah, here.
You can show them. I'm looking at NVTS here, Obie.
Yeah, no, I mean, when you point out that Palantir, I'm just like, oh boy, like this thing, we talked about this a little bit yesterday as well, the day before, you can see, oh boy, yeah, look at all those anchors and those trends and everything, look, boom, 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 just a stair step up. You could have anchored to a lot of different events along the way, and this thing kind of just claimed and held a lot of them there. So let's look at a clean chart. Yeah, Palantir, one of the top runners of I want to say the year, but this thing started running 2023. You can see here, May of 23, that first strong bid, and yeah, I remember this stock. It was in and around like sub 10 or maybe even low 20s there, and I was like, okay, these guys keep getting government deals back to back, but they're not even moving. They're not moving like they're like that's happening to them. Now over time I've come to learn that like when you have a business and you're starting it up or whatever, once you start getting government deals or large cap company deals, that's when your business really starts to go exponential, right? Nice. There was this YouTube show, I forget what it is, what it's called. I haven't seen it in a while, but the guy goes around talking to people about how they kind of started up their businesses and how their growth has been coming. And there was this guy that has a multi-million-dollar printing business. Oh, really? And he said he was struggling, and the first time where he really actually blew up when he got a huge order from Microsoft. Oh, he got a huge order from Microsoft, and it was game over from there on straight up. And there, you can see that kind of sentiment when you start getting government deals, when you start getting deals from Microsoft, Google, whatever. A lot of these companies that may not have a lot of attention or may not have a lot of revenue start really kind of curling up. So I was like, well, it's getting all the deals, but it's not really showing up on the price action. And oh boy, a little bit of a late response relative to that. But it all comes in within the span of a year and a half. That's absolutely crazy there. So aggressive bid on Palantir. A nice shake and bake that we had off of the 120s there. I remember that. That was a beautiful, maybe beautiful shorting opportunity while it lasted. But overextension on the year, absolutely. But here's the thing, can't stop, won't stop. The sentiment on this one is absolutely strong. So something to watch out for. I'm waiting for the backside, man. Honestly, I'm waiting for the backside. You can see just on the monthly chart, we had prior bar low breaks that didn't really follow through the first time around. So maybe the second time around I'll watch, or maybe shout out to our boy Elliot, Elliot Waves. Maybe on the second or third, the probability might be a little bit different. So watching out for that as well. So Palantir, absolute strength on the year. So I love talking about this name because of how crazy it is. I did not get involved on the long side on this one. I got a couple of friends that are definitely long and strong on Palantir. But here's the thing, man, when that backside comes in, and it will eventually, it's going to be really nice. And I want to be a little bit patient to exercise more of my stronger playbook on the swing side. So we'll see how that one potentially comes in. Another name that's been pretty aggressive was, what was it? Was it Oklo? I think, yeah, Oklo last week was pretty strong. Yeah, there you go. Here's Oklo on the monthly, bro. Look at this one.
Let's see it.
Oklo on the monthly. Right here, that bid steps in October of last year, so just about a year ago. A year ago, that bid steps in, $6. We're at 193 now. I don't know if this thing did splits along the way. I'm not familiar, but even split adjusted, you can just see the percent gains.
What name is that there?
Oklo.
Oh yeah.
We were talking about like the nuclear names here. So. Interesting moves on these crazy runners. Where or when will it stop? I have no idea. I know that it was funny. Shkreli this morning, he tweeted. He was somebody asked him, "Oh, are you still short nuclear?" And he basically said something along the lines of, "I will always be short nuclear, or I'll be dead." I'm just
forever
like, all right,
short nuclear.
That's the kind of conviction that'll.
Or you mean quantum? You mean quantum? Yeah, quantum. Yeah. I was gonna say nuclear. I think that's actually
nuclear. The SMRs are related to the nuclears.
Yeah.
You know, it's all kind of like a thing. So that's why I get it a little bit mixed up. But he's talking about quantums. Yeah, never mind. So he's like, yeah, I'll forever be short quantums. I'm like, all right. Well, classic example to learn from, guys, where the market will, from your perspective, stay irrational longer than you can stay solvent. Let's see how long Buddy stays solvent. I'm curious. I think I call this market drama. You know what I mean?
Market drama.
People watch like you know, reality TV, this, that, and the other.
You're
This is
into the
kind of my reality TV.
yeah.
I'm just like interesting, fun. I'm not really following him along that closely, you know.
This is as real as it gets, Obie. There's no editing or anything along those lines. It's real people.
This is the reality.
Yeah, this is
reality
real
TV
people,
trading, pretty
real
much,
emotions,
you know?
real trading as well too. I mean, as real as it gets, to be honest with you. But yeah, there it goes. NVTS. This is what we were talking about. It was working. We had that signal. Strong name starting to punch through. Wasn't selling as aggressively as the overall market. I take off 50% at that high around 1470. So we'll take it. You can see that I added up here. So our average gets moved up right to exactly where this entry is. So we did take 50%. Starting to sell a little aggressive here. So yeah, be patient on that one, guys. It is that lunchtime hour. So it's time for happening now in Neil's lesson of the day.
Yeah, let's get into it, guys, here. Just looking at the market, as you can tell, we had now this is 4 straight candles of downside from 11 to 12, pretty much straight selling off here for the market. Now, people are asking, of course, is there news? I have not seen any news. In fact, the only commentary I really saw throughout that hour came actually out of Brazil. I did just see news on Meta here, though. Keep an eye on META. This is just popping up now, seconds ago. Meta Platforms announcing a $1.5 billion investment in Texas data centers for AI support. So META with a $1.5 billion Texas data center investment. There's some other stocks to watch here. Certainly keep an eye on the banks. We know yesterday we had Wells Fargo, Citigroup, JP Morgan, and Goldman Sachs reporting. Today, Bank of America and Morgan Stanley, BAC holding up much better than MS. So it is worth noting all 6 of those major banks did report EPS and sales beats, regardless of the other specifics of their earnings. I would say the 2 with the strongest reports by far seem to be Morgan Stanley and JPM. But again, all 6 with the top and bottom line beats. And Charles Schwab reports tomorrow before the bell. Now, also on watch here throughout the day, more Fed speak. This is a calendar you can find on X at TTV Research. And it's going to show you here who's speaking today and when. Fed's Bostic set to start in about 9 minutes here at 12:10 p.m. Then we'll get Fed's Myron fresh off of comments that were made earlier today at a CNBC forum. Fed's Waller coming through at 1 p.m. and then at 2 p.m. we'll get the Fed's Beige Book, followed shortly after by Fed's Schmid. So lots of Fed talk for the rest of the day. Again, you can find this infographic and many others on X at TTV Research. Make sure to like and make sure to subscribe as we throw you over to Neil for his always exciting lesson of the day. Take it away, Neil.
Thanks, Adair. I can't promise it'll be exciting. Hopefully the lesson today is informative because, you know, oftentimes we've seen this story at the open. Like, we all like breakout trades in a strong market. And obviously there was a few of them today. Like, there were clean breakouts. And one thing I've noticed, and you know, we all try to be a little bit better, is you can have the idea stock goes through price X, it's a key price, go long above that price. And a lot of times the first time is that fake breakout. And it's all well and good to do one of 2 things. And in my perspective, I tend to be the trader that will get out when it retraces back to the break price. A lot of times break even and then look for the next. The other way you can play it is, of course, you could just try to hold it. Doesn't make a fresh low. Maybe you got an all-day hold. That seemed a little crazy to me on AMD, about $4 worth of risk there. But there's the secondary breakout. That's sort of the second part of the story, because you can buy some dips, you can find some shorts. But a lot of times when it breaks that key price, there's the secondary break, if it's going to be good, that we should pay attention to. And I think there's 2 ways you can look at this. One, AMD, the prior high, 225, pre-market high, that's one break. And you can look at that the second time through. Grant you, it does go against you a little bit if you just take it when it reclaims 225. You could scalp it, doesn't go very far against you, and then you're holding that trade. The second way to look at it is wherever the break failed, jump in on a breakout of that prior high, because your thesis is correct still. When I zoom out the higher time frame, if your idea is that you can go from here to here, or I didn't think it would go all the way to 240, but you think you can go from there to there, that's $8. So getting in again or finding other longs makes sense, and just getting back in the breakout or taking the next breakout still leaves you with plenty of room to join the trade. It doesn't have to be one and done. Like, the way I see it is, if you like it so much that it's your best idea, then why would you be done trading it once you're in one time if you have the ability to do it more? it's not always as simple as take the same breakout twice or just take where the breakout failed. You might have to get a little bit more creative. And that'll give an example here with Walmart. Walmart was a break, fresh all-time highs yesterday, and then it kind of made this breakout at 108. Well, what do you do if you, let's just say you took that break, great, it never really goes against you, but let's say you missed the break. The other side of that coin on a break that you have missed is, to me, just play the trend or play the volume-weighted average price. So I played VWAP twice, ended up going 1 for 2 because it kind of stunk and it is what it is. Played on the way back down. But if you can join the trend, not by waiting for it to reclaim the breakout price, it never got back to 108, so you couldn't have traded it a second time. The other option is, well, what is available? Well, VWAP was available. You also could have taken a break of the original high up here at 109, and that would have worked for you for 50 cents. There's all kinds of ways, if your long is still valid, to get back in on trend. And sometimes it works, like AMD was pretty clean. Sometimes you add in there and it doesn't really make a fresh high. Sometimes you buy VWAP and it doesn't go as far as you want. But the key point is, the whole idea of a breakout is that you've got room, like a lot of room. You like a break because there's room to go to the next level, or you have like a blue sky setup where it's at some all-time highs. A, give them a chance to work, but B, look for entries as long as that's valid. The whole point is that it's above the resistance, and if there's buying at higher lows, that's kind of better. So why not try to take advantage of that? And don't be afraid if the first break isn't good, and you can, take it when it breaks again. If it's supposed to be an A+ trade, then just put the trade on. The market doesn't care that the first breakout at 9:30 didn't work for you. If it sets up again at 9:45 or 10 o'clock and it looked just as good, then you jump into the trade. You have to be able to be that binary. So I like breakout trades like everybody does. We like it when the market goes up and not down like it is right now. But you've got to be willing sometimes to take that secondary break, join the trend back in on, say, VWAP, or maybe just look to where the break failed the first time or made a top the first time, and if it shows you a consolidative high there, you can jump into that breakout. AMD and Walmart were great examples of that. You probably could have looked at SMR as well as a pretty good example of that. But at the end of the day, if you want to be in these runners, when they're this good, there's going to be more than one entry. That's the reality. Nothing, like AMD is not going $16 with only one good place to get in. It's just not how it works. So if you can find, whether it's multiple trades in or you miss one, find the next, that's what it's all about. Because having a thesis of I like it over 225, that's a start. It's not the end of your trade. It's just the beginning of the idea. And you have to have from idea to execution or you're not trading. So there's the lesson of the day. Hopefully that helps a little bit, and let's see if the market can rally off these lows.
Yeah, thank you very much for that there, Neil. All right, guys, yeah, here it is on NVTS. Really starting to work for us here. We took half off, and then we took an additional 10% off right here. And I'm looking for the reload on this because I believe that we can go and test that high of the day, especially at the pace that we're currently trading at. The market rebounding, I like our chances. Adara, what do you got for us? Oh, sorry, not just yet, not just yet. I just want to make sure I was tapped in there. All right, guys, Adara, what do you got?
Yeah, here's the market, guys. This is the Nasdaq. I just want to let you know, looks like Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent is talking once again, mostly about Argentina. We know U.S. President Donald Trump met with Javier Milei of Argentina yesterday, but it is worth noting he's also talking about the Fed. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent saying that the Fed should use quantitative easing sparingly, comparing it to the use of antibiotics. So a little bit of Fed talk here from Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent, and more comments coming through just now. Bessent saying that QE reform is a very important consideration for their next Fed chair choice. They're going to look for quantitative easing reform when selecting the new Fed chair. We know that list has continued to get smaller and smaller. As of right now, I'm seeing Kevin Hassett is being viewed as the top pick. Back to you.
Perfect. Good stuff there. There it is, another out there on NVTS pointing at the screen like you guys can see. But bang, what a nice move right at the volume weighted average price. We've seen that 5-minute hammer candle. Wasn't selling as aggressive as the overall market. Hammer candle is beautiful on the Qs, and SPY as it's heading back in towards the volume weighted average price. IBIT is starting to recover as well too. So across the board, you get that aggressive selling. These ebbs and flows are absolutely a thing of beauty. I was looking to add here, but I did not. So we're going to wait for an additional opportunity because I think at this pace, we have the ability to go and test that high of the day. Now let's take a look at this from a daily perspective and see what we got going on. Woo! Okay, shout out to Ric Flair and company. This is a big time move all the way from $8 up to 16, just under 16, so almost 100% there. A lot better than money, and it feels a lot better, says Mike P. Ryder. Physically, he says, so I'm glad to hear that, my friend. Let's rock and roll. Obie, you're not short anything. You're out of that Google trade now?
I'm thinking about the Google once again, to be honest.
So you're not going to hesi, and you're going to just get right back in, right?
Hesi on what?
The second entry on the additional entry.
I'm gonna wait for it. I'm gonna wait for it to come in. But yeah, I wasn't really watching. I was trying to find this video for you guys because it was funny. I was just like, okay, so there's a post here, I think, from Unusual Whales, basically saying that China is deliberately tanking markets to force Trump into major concessions and trade talks, as per the Wall Street Journal. There's this video from a couple years ago where there's a bunch of crypto Bitcoin whales it was like a boiler room in China or something like that. A bunch of these dudes just sitting at computers, and they all unanimously hit the bid on BTC, and it just tanks, and they all celebrate, all going all crazy. I'm just like, yeah, you know what? It's not past the what do you call speculation or anything. It's well within range is what I'm saying. So yeah, we'll be right back from Midday.
Yeah, I have to let you guys know here about ARM Holdings. Nice pop to the upside in case you guys are wondering why this stock just popped here. Meta Platforms, which is not really moving on this news, and ARM announcing they're forming a long-term partnership to boost AI power efficiency using ARM's Neoverse data centers, which will enable lower power use than x86 systems. Apparently, this collaboration will also enhance performance goals and optimize AI software for ARM. So again, good look here for ARM partnering up with META, and one of many, as we know here, AI-related partnerships being announced over the last couple of weeks. Back to you.
Cool, good stuff there as always, Adara. So yeah, let's take a look at some of our names that we got cooking up here. So this is what we're looking at: IBIT, Tesla, Omer right there, NVTS, Google, and SMR. Now, these were the prints that we were talking about. Jag in the chat, this is what we're always looking for. Gorev or loss, so hopefully one of you guys took that position. That was beauty. I decided to go with this one. Why? Because look at this strong opening drive, and then sure enough, open up above there. I'm like, all right, let's stock and roll there, folks. And sure enough, we are cooking up a little bit here, starting to come back in aggressively, but I like our chances. The volume is starting to cool down. You can see it on the lower time frames here. So stair step down. As long as that stays relatively cool, I think there's going to be a solid reload opportunity. So yeah, Google, okay, Obie, I know you're looking for a potential short. I think that the shorts are in. Why? Let's pull this back up one more time, because look at this rebound volume. It's not the cleanest, but it is slowly starting to decline, right? So that can say, hey, sellers can step in a little bit more aggressively and start pushing price back down to the south side there, Obie.
Yeah, no. So I found kind of the video. But I know for a fact this is not the full video. So here's the thing. So it's basically titled, funny enough, it's on Reddit, Indian Street Bets, which I find.
I don't know if we're allowed playing these there, Obie. Yeah.
We're not allowed to.
No, just because of the.
It's a 10-second video.
No volume.
It's a private. There's no volume. There's nothing on this, right?
Yeah.
I think it's okay. It's 10 seconds. But yeah, let me know if you want me to take it off here. But yeah, this is the video. This is the kind of stuff that I'm talking about, where a bunch of dudes just like sitting in a room. They all have their orders ready to go, and all of a sudden, boom, they're just hitting the bid. This is a really old video, but you can see. So in China, the down candles are green and the up candles are red, because that's like a bit of a luck thing. Red is a lucky color. You can see, boom, they're all hitting the bid. Boom, 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 boom.
So things were tanking?
They just tanked BTC a little bit there. So yeah, like I said, well within range. If you're seeing that Unusual Whales post by Wall Street Journal that maybe China's doing some sketchy things like that. It reminded me of that, so I thought it was funny. That's not the full video. I tried to find the full video where at the end they all get up and they celebrate and it's like, you know, it's just like, it just makes it even funnier. But okay, let's get back to trading. Cookie Squared asking, can you please have a look at LAC? All right, let's see if this one's lacking any sort of price action today. No, absolutely not. A little bit to the downside. So price action is definitely there on the day. Failure to follow through some of these pre-market levels. Oh boy, take a look at this, man. There's stuff sometimes that just stands out on the chart. Neil, take a look at the consolidation that LAC was having in the pre-market session here. There's a held offer for how long? Oh boy, from market open at 4 o'clock to about 5:45. So almost 2 hours, but an hour 45 minutes, a held offer at $10.24. Right there, boom, 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 boom. Cannot get above it. Finally does get above it. That's a great breakout. If you're sitting there at about 7:20 in the morning, that's looking absolutely beautiful. But would you take a look at this? Yesterday's bid coming in real nice, holding pre-market levels. There's a seller in the morning. We've cracked that seller. A lot of, like that seems pretty bullish to me. We crack above this end of day after hours high. We start to hold and consolidate in the pre-market right before the open. That still looks pretty solid for potential continuation. And then off of the open, boom, slaps up into those same areas, that high, that consolidation high as well, and it cannot get through it. A little bit of a breather it's having on the day today. It hasn't really pulled back significantly into prior days levels. You can see just this was support, this was support, this was a breakout, and that turned into resistance, turned into support here as well. We're chopping that area. So only kind of 3 levels right off the bat are looking a little interesting to me on this, and I can point them out to you, and that's just what the chart is telling me, right? The initial bid off of the initial bid came in from here. The initial bid off the first pullback came from in and around here, and the second pullback in and around here. We did break out, and that pullback pulled into here. You can see those levels held pretty well yesterday. Coming into today, maybe that's something I'm watching. If I were trading this, I'm just like, okay, where is the support and resistance from yesterday that I find a little bit significant? You can even kind of be like this. Look, this was resistance, turn into support. That's why I like this even better. This was resistance, turn into support. Up here, that's why I like it even better. And yeah, a little bit of this as well. So this might be some resistance turn into support. So you see how those support and resistances, that it's more confluence. You're testing it from both sides. Structure is actually showing that it's going to respect prior structure. I like that a little bit better, but that was yesterday. Today we're coming down, falling into some of these levels, and if we can't hold above this 965 after we've clipped a lot of these pre-market levels as well, then I don't know, maybe we're poised for a little bit of a breather, like I said. The market's also pulling back, so that's something you got to watch as well.
It's coming in. I'm all out of NVTS here. So yeah, coming back in, there was no reload opportunity as the market is bleeding once again. This is what I was talking about, the cooling of the volume to the top side. So it looks a little bit more like a cover rally there. I mean, we'll take that all day, so not too bad. Take a big chunk out of those Amazon losses out, so not too bad. Let's pull up what I gotta do. Let me know whenever we are ready to rock and roll there. Assassino. I want to try this one more time just in case the zone holds, but it's pretty aggressive, so we kind of got to be patient and wait for the signs to align, and then we can take that second opportunity on NVTS, considering it's up 14% on the day, all right? So the CAD is dead. Curious what you guys are trading. Any questions in the chat regarding options or anything along those lines, please put them in there. All right, guys. And now for some exciting news out of Canada for the sophisticated traders on the stream. Beta Pro by Global X Canada, Canada's largest provider of leverage, inverse, and inverse leverage ETFs, has just launched 6 new tripled leverage ETFs offering 3x bull and 3x bear exposure to the S&P and TSX 60, semiconductors, and on U.S. Treasuries. Even better, they're offering a special fee rebate, dropping management fees to just 65 basis points until December 31st, 2025. Plus, the U.S.-focused strategies use currency hedging, offering the potential for pure performance and exposure. If you're a tactical, sophisticated trader looking to amplify your performance, check out more at betapro.ca, 3x daily, to learn more there, folks. All right, guys, so there it is, holding VWAP now. Let's see if we get that bounce. waiting for those prints. SMR about to crack some key support levels here, so keep an eye out on this one, folks. Bang. If that goes, maybe you go and test that low of the day. Is this going to be our opportunity to get into NVTS? Let's take a look at the lower time frames and see what that is displaying us. George, $20 super chat. Let's read this first before we put it up on the screen. All right, we can do that there. Oh, yeah, you can pull it up there one minute. Thanks, Assassin. Joey the boy. Yeah, what's up, brother? Options. Your strategies and help from Trader TV Live team is forever life-changing. I'm up 74% on my portfolio in the last 3 months. Thank you and love you guys. God, shout out to the Most High. Thank you very much, George, for that $20 super chat. I'm glad that we can make a change. Sometimes, you know what, we don't get to see all that stuff, and when you guys have the ability to put that, or are willing to put that into the chat, that gives us a nice, warm, fuzzy feeling, and say, hey, we're doing something constructive here, and I think that's the objective and the overall goal for, I believe, everyone here on the show and on the floor. So thank you very much for that one, George. Now, Oracle, 140 calls. We got them expiring in the middle of summer there, while also selling covered calls, collecting these huge premiums. That's what I'm talking about. 140 calls while also selling weekly covereds. He's rocking and rolling. Nice work there, my friend. This is exactly what we want to see, Carter. I'm glad that that's starting to cook up for you. What has Bull been up to? I was thinking about a potential swing on that one. The thing is, with that name, you got to grab like 500-600 shares of that. And look for like 50 cents or so. But pull up Bull, it's selling right back down to 1160. It might not be ready to go. I think with this name, you're gonna have to accumulate for some time. It's just buy around these lows, buy around these lows. And then eventually, I think at some point you will get that catalyst that sends this name kind of skyrocketing once again. But until then, we have to go with the flow. And that's absolutely not doing too much right here, all right? So just keep that in mind with Bull. And then my also potential swing was on this name, Amazon. Break at 210. Yeah, I want it south of 211 there, Obie. Anything south of that, I think I can get a potential bounce on that. Yeah. Well, no, not necessarily a reload. I'm talking about a potential swing trade on this one here, right? Because I'm flat. I'm sitting on all cash right now, considering the crypto space wasn't doing exactly what I was looking for. I thought we would run into that 135, 140 on Bitcoin, but that wasn't the case, considering the government shutdown. We've seen a little bit of a rotation into the space. Right? It did offer those lows, head back into 126 or whatever it was along those lines on that news that the government was going to remain shut down. So some inflows coming out of there and into Bitcoin. Excuse me, got the hiccups here. So when you take a trade and it shows on your position board, are you talking about options contracts in either directions? Grant, no, these are shares. When I talk options, that's personal, right? And when I show you guys the options chain, that's all personal stuff. So when I'm talking about Ethereum contracts, IBIT contracts, what other contracts was I trading as of late? I can pull that up later. But there's always something going on. And if I'm trading contracts, it's just my own doings, all right? So yeah, there it is, back into the middle of the range, not holding up how we expected it. But I don't think it's done just yet. If we had a little bit more south, then it's like, all right, that thesis is invalid and we want to find something else potentially. Consolidation phase being formed in Tesla. Bang, right here on that 430 level. Let's pull up the chain on some of these names and see what we got going on. Bidder comes in. And, oh, yeah, we're getting the jokes still flowing in. All right, guys, I get it. You're lucky I could take a joke. All right, Tesla. Yeah, I mean, wow, 450, we got 30,000 contracts open right there, 59,000 volume, and then at 440, 70,000 volume, 20,000 still currently open. As for the put side, what can it be our put wall? 400, I don't think that's necessarily going to be the case, so maybe some writers there. What are you collecting on these? That's not bad. All right, let's do it. Bang, let's hop on our strategy builder. Let's do some bull puts. I don't know if bull puts are the ideal thing. Oh, where's Katina, man? Oh, I don't have the light. Hit the light bulb if you have for a second there for me. You have Assassino. I don't know if you have the light bulb. It's usually just they don't have it. They don't have it. All right, that's okay. We'll figure everything out on our own. Now, what do I want? There it is. Bang. Now we can spread it this way. Okay, so. Do I want to? Yeah, okay, that's what we want to do. So yeah, so let's go down to 400 here and see what we got going on, because that's where a lot of OI is sitting. Where's our 400? Am I still on Tesla? Bang, bang. So you're collecting 42. Where's my thing? Okay, it's gone now. So, all right, we'll do that. We're going to do this ad, and then we'll get right back into this here, guys.
All right, guys, did you know that instead of risking your own money, you can now trade with someone else's capital? No more fear of losing, no more moving your stop loss too soon, and you actually get enough capital to make it worth your time. So you can aim for big profits, not just a couple of $100 a month. This is the revolution called limited risk trading, and it's powered by Trade the Pool. This is how it works. Join Trade the Pool, hit the profit goal, and keep 70% of the profits. Visit tradethepool.com or scan the QR code now for 10% off. Yeah, limited risk trading. That's kind of like our daily risk limits.
Exactly. That's exactly what it is. Bang. All right, let's move that up there. This is going to be our 10 delta 407. 407. 50, approximately trading at 430. So by the end of the week, you're collecting $93 a contract combination. Hello, we like that one. And you can buy your protection 5 points lower. I usually typically go with that. And you're collecting $30 per contract combination. I really like this for a potential bull put spread. I'm going to get to my thought momentarily. Oh, there's NVTS. All right, I'm going to just dabble a little bit in this one here because I believe that pullback was good. Entry's a little bit late, but let's see if we can go and test that potential peak. If we crack this 1430s, then I'm going to get out of that trade. But first, we want to look at our risk profile here. Our probability of profit, 94%. Why? Because we're using that 10 delta strike. You're going to be collecting $25 per combination, not too bad there. A little bit more, $25, yeah. But you can say, hey, Joe, why would I do that? It doesn't make sense. I'm going to lose a little bit more. $28 max loss is $472, but you have to take a look at the pop. So that's what you get when you are doing these spreads. And now what I was getting at was my thought was the condors. I think just because the market is a little bit toppy, I mean, we had that big down day and we're still trading within that realm, but if you set up your condor, then you can just be range trading. Let's pull up Tesla from a daily first and see what we got going on, and is it even worth it? So essentially, let's draw our lines. 407, what is that going to put us? 407.50, that's beautiful, right? So 407.50, we'll go roughly here. It gives us a little bit more room. Unfortunately, I can't. The accuracy on this mouse isn't very good. And then what you would want to write something around 450s, so you can set up your condor with almost a $50 condor spread. So you have a $50 range in which the contracts can expire. Now let's see if it's even worth that, or we'll just go to our 10 delta strike to make it a little bit more cooler. I mean, that's not bad, right? We're not even at 10 delta, so you still have about a 75% of expiring out the money on these ones. Now up here a little bit more, 10 delts is going to put us right at that 460, and it's the exact same thing. You're collecting 97, which isn't bad at all, and you want to buy those 465s, another 30. So that's a pretty good condor if you're asking me personally. Where's our profile? So, I mean, $63 per contract combination, you risk 437 with an 85% probability of profit. Sign me up on this one. I think we're going to write this momentarily. We're going to be patient on it, but I think that's a pretty good opportunity, and I like Tesla. And that's by the end of the week, right? You got to take that into consideration. So you have today's session, Friday, or Thursday and Friday, and you get to collect all that premium, 84% chance of being profitable on that trade. Obie.
Nice. That's pretty solid that you can set up the whole strategy like that, and it gives you those percentage.
That's why I love it, man.
Cool. I haven't really used that platform, but yeah, absolutely.
I mean, I think a lot of regardless if you have the options chain, if your broker provides it for you, then you have the ability to do that. I think the web browser the client portal, it's called, is significantly better than this. But considering we're here, we just set it up there. But yeah, that's why I like setting them up, man. You can know your probability of profit, and if you've collected most of the premium by, say, Thursday, just lock it in and close it. So that's not too bad. You sell a couple of those. We like that. Oh, one more thing before I send it back to you, Obie. What are the margin requirements? You need to take that into consideration as well, too, because okay, that's not even bad. $702, bang, right there is your margin impact. So that is a pretty good opportunity. I like that system. Ozan, where are you? Because I know you have a couple condors set up as well too. Guys, let me know, all the options traders, let me know if you are in condor land or not.
Yeah, no, I kind of want to. Okay, we'll go over. I got a couple questions for you as well on those options here.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, let's take a quick look at what this super chat's up to. Papacito, what's going on, man? with the super chat here saying, "Hello guys, I'm up 10K for the month, but 5K down.
Oh,
Want to take a loss and hesitate? You want to take a loss and hesitate? What advice? It puts stress on me. Yeah, I mean, losses can be a little bit stressful when you're up so much, and then you're just like, okay, well, I'm giving some back. That can definitely be a little bit stressful as well. But here's my thing. At the end of the day, how much do you trust your system? How solid is your system? Does your system say that when it does this, you should be being nimble, taking some off? Because at the end of the day, it's just like I said this before. I know it's a little cliche, but that's not like the money is not part of the trade, right? The money is a byproduct of the trade. Is the trade over? Is the trade over? Then it's okay. Then it's like, all right, well, it is what it is. I'm going to cut if the trade's done, the trade's done. But if the trade is still on and you're looking at these losses, these unrealized losses, then maybe, yeah, I don't know. If you want to mitigate some of those, then maybe you have things in your system. But I think a good thing to have is like a rule set, right? Be like, if I'm up X amount on the month, maybe that's my average month or something, or maybe it's an outlier month. Yeah. Right? And if in that scenario, how much do I take off on the pullbacks? What's my give back limit? Right? Do I have a give back limit? If I'm up 10K and I'm like, I'm only going to give back 30%, then if it drops 30%, then you're just like, okay, that's my exit position. It has nothing to do with the trade and more to do with the position management, if anything. For me, the trade is usually done. The position is usually done when the trade is done. Ideally, right? Obviously, that's it's harder to do than say. Easier said than done. But that would be my take on that as well. So, is the trade still on? If the trade's still on, can you manage that? Can you manage that risk? If so, then the trade is still on. If you can't manage the risk and the trade is not on, then yeah, of course, you probably want to head out. Why? Like the question is, what's causing that hesitation? Is it a want for P&L, or is it the hesitation because you're just like, I don't know what this trade is going to do at this point, right? I don't know if you have anything to add on that, but like it's like, yeah, taking losses is part of the game. You have to be very comfortable with it, and you also have to trust yourself to know that you can, like, you've made it once, you can make it again. Follow the system, and if these are things that are not part of your system, you got to start thinking about maybe implementing some of those changes. Yeah, absolutely. And I think it's key when you're up that big on the month. Just allow yourself. It's like, hey, what amount of this am I willing to give back? So you got to ask yourself that question. So you're up 10K, and then just essentially put a trailing stop on yourself. So if you're like, okay, if my trading isn't going that good, then bang, just okay, I'll give back 4K, keep 60% of it. It's a 6K month. What do? You just drastically size down and just take little stabs, and then eventually you'll get rocking and rolling again, and then that's when you gradually start to size up again. So there goes NVTS, guys, starting to sell aggressively. I'm glad that we got out of it when we said we were going to the breakout 1435. So there's that. Carter says that he trades 0 DTE condors. I like the sound of that as well too. Keep rocking and rolling on there. So yeah, inverted hammer candles across the board on the SPY and Qs. There it is. It's still a little bit of buying pressure in there, but I like our chances of selling and coming back in towards the low of the day. I'm surprised that we're still trading within this range here, considering I thought there was going to be some continuation. If you ask me, that it's not over. There'll be something I think that comes into play. Exactly, it's not. We're taking over. But I don't personally. Is that DJ Khaled, or
is that we're taking over one city at a time? Who sings that? Adara would know. Who says we taking over?
Taking over is DJ Khaled, no?
Is it?
No, I don't know who we taking over is. I know DJ Khaled, his are We the Best Music. Major Key, Don't Ever Play Yourself. I read his book. I don't know, that was not attributed to him generally.
Taking over Akon. There we go. How do we not though, man? All right, come on, get with it, guys. Thank you, Delaney.
I was listening to some old Akon and 50 just the other day.
Oh yeah.
I was in the zone.
Were you locked up? Or
oh yeah, locked. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I was locked in. That's for
you're
sure.
locked in.
I'm locked up, but yeah, no, absolute banger, absolute banger. Sometimes, you know, you're in the fields, you know it's a PvP game, and the song, for you guys who know, it's called Still Will Kill. Yeah, exactly. So that's a dope song from back in the day. But yeah, no, we don't really hear too much Akon, but he's doing a lot of charity stuff. He's very philanthropic as well. So, you know, he's doing some good things.
As far as I know, I read somewhere like a while ago he was trying to make his own city in Senegal.
Yeah,
he's doing things.
Yeah, no, he's definitely doing a lot of good stuff, and hopefully that you know that works out well for him. But
Akon coin,
great songs back in the day.
Yeah, good stuff. Good, yeah, exactly.
Remember with Eminem?
No.
Slap That.
Oh, was that song? Yeah,
I sing that sometimes, you know, when I'm slapping the book around a little bit.
Oh.
But yeah.
Okay. All right, but yeah, no. In all seriousness, yeah, I mean, what can we find to trade here, Obie? We're starting to bleed. In the club was a big one.
In the club literally was.
At this take right here, but I think that's probably the best rap album of all time.
Wait, what? I'm sorry, what?
Neil might get mad. Everyone might get mad at that take.
Boy.
I'm not hating on 50 Cent, but to say that's the best rap album of all time, that is egregious.
Oh boy, that's see, those are some strong opinions. That's a lot of emotion for sure. But yeah, you know, I think yeah, maybe not. I wouldn't call it the best. I wouldn't call it the best. It's pretty solid. But that song was revolutionary for the industry. That I know nobody can deny. Yeah, it was one of the first bangers that they started playing in clubs, in the club.
In the club,
right?
When you're
literally.
in the club, man.
And it was like normally it was a little bit more, you know, harder rap, not really kind of the same kind of dance vibe that In the Club brought.
All right, I mean, there it goes, man. All right, hey, man, to each their own. Right?
Exactly.
So we'll go with that one.
Like
I grew up on that one. Exactly. We all like, see, that's the thing. How much more robotic would you like our day-to-day operations to be? We all agree on the best rap album of all time. Then that would be no fun. All
yes,
right.
Robert Wood saying "My Buddy." Yeah, come on.
That's
classics,
my track, My Buddy. I was just singing that song. I didn't. You know what's funny? I'm singing that song in elementary school, and I had no idea what the meaning went. Yeah.
Oh boy.
But now you don't want to do that.
Yeah,
You'll get in trouble if you decide to go that realm, especially around here. But no, back into these markets, guys. Let's find something to trade. NVTS was really nice for us. I'm glad that we went super small because it failed that move back towards this pivot high. G-Unit album is up there as well too. I mean, some good stuff coming out of the Gorilla unit. NVTS once again. I know.
Clothes in high school.
Wait, did you wear a lot of?
Did
you have the sneakers too?
Did
you ever buy them?
No, I actually never got the sneakers, but I definitely had the jeans and the shirts and the hoodies.
Everything.
Like G-Unit
was. What size were the shirts? Were they like triple XL?
Here, I'll say something. I still can't fit in them.
No way. I remember those days, man. That's crazy.
I still can't fit in them. But like, I'll wear them around the house every now and then because I'm like, this is comfy.
Oh, really?
Clothes,
Eh?
Like a huge hoodie, double XLs. Yeah, definitely.
For sure.
Low ride, which was kind of, you know, thinking back at it, that was so dumb. But
well,
like, you know, it was
insane. Like,
it was
like
the style back then.
It's like a T-shirt, but the sleeve
down here. Yeah.
Huge, man.
Like, why did I even do that?
What is going on?
But you know, it was the times. It was like the fashion.
It was the times,
cool.
man.
You know,
it's crazy how it went
cool.
from oversized to as tight as you can possibly go.
So I went through that transition when I went to undergrad, and the first time my friend was like, he's like, listen, bro, you're not getting any girls here dressed like that. And I'm like, okay, you know what? I'm open-minded. Let me see. He's like, all right, let's go shopping. And I'm like, just got into flipped the script, went straight to skinny jeans, and I was like, I did not feel comfortable.
Oh.
And then he was like, trust me, bro. And then we went out a couple times.
Yeah.
And then I trusted him, bro.
Oh, no.
I'll leave it to that.
All right.
What's going on, Adara?
Prologis getting a little bit of move here. Company CEO doing a conference call right now saying that they're discussing almost 30 million square feet of new deals. So good look here for PLD volume on this, over 2 million shares. So this is actually decent volume. And as you can see, a bit of an uptick of volume as well as we get the news that, according to the CEO, the company is discussing nearly 30 million square feet worth of new deals. Back to you.
Stuff there. Thank you, Adara. Now, as for IBIT, I want to get in on the lower end of the range, and the same thing with Tesla. This is what I'm referring to right here. 5-minute time frame. 433.30s, so we're gonna post up there, and then same thing with IBIT. We're failing to break these lows, and we're holding up here, so maybe we get that move. So let's look to get involved. We're gonna post up. We're not gonna punch to see if we can get in a position or two over there. NVTS slightly disappointing, but I'm glad that we had that one. It is double bottoming almost here there, Obie. So do we take one more stab at it? I'm leaning towards it, but the volume profile is leaning me another way. So if we're getting in, I think this is a pretty good position. Pardon me?
No, I thought I got surprised when you said volume profile. Like I haven't used volume profile in the longest time.
Oh, I
You're
remember
talking about the profile of the volume.
Yeah, but not like VPOC. The volume.
No,
Yeah. You're thinking
That's what I'm
VPOC.
thinking
You're thinking
of.
VPOC there,
Yeah.
right? So that's essentially volume by price, not volume by time. There's two different things, right? Don't forget that one. All right, Obie, let's do it. We're not going to. We're Steph Curry here. We're going to be shooting those threes.
All right.
So yeah, no hesitation, nation. You got to let it go. Traders got to trade. We're in something right now. Back into NVTS. It's worked once for us, really nice. So we have a 50% accuracy right now. For the break of 14.10, we're out of it, and then we'll go. No, we'll still be red. I mean, we'll still be green on it. We'll take a little bit of a loss, but that's small potatoes. Considering I'm only in half the size that I was on the initial entry, and I'm in double the size that I was on this entry. And there it goes, bang, a nice little pop there. That's giving us a little sign of positivity right there, my friend.
Yeah, I'm looking for this bit of a bottom break here, just a small consolidation. This 249 is holding up pretty well. We keep on knocking into it with lower highs. And I was talking about kind of a structure before, or indicators. We've held all the anchored VWAPs that I was showing you guys earlier. We're holding current VWAP as well. So I'm going to give this a little bit of time here. But the market's kind of consolidating sideways underneath that 25,000 on the Nasdaq here. And Google can't really, it can't really get through that 249. So I'm observing it, I'm watching it. Even though it can't get through the 249 just yet, with any sort of distinction, we keep kind of making lower highs into it. So maybe it's a little bit of something here. So bigger picture, you can see that on the 15-minute chart, we've been kind of downtrending pretty decently. And this is what, I'll show you guys what I'm looking at. So this is what I'm looking at right here. Sellers kind of all the way up at 250s, that anchored VWAP. The buyers anchored VWAP, that's this lower one, that's coming at 249. You can see, I said it before, I was like, oh boy, seller step in here, and guess what? These were seller. That's the anchored from the top. So seller stepping in there. This was anchored from the buying. So maybe buyers turning into sellers stepping in here as well. Some strong confluence. And then the VWAP, intraday VWAP as well. Sellers stepping in. So this is what I mean. Like confluence. When you have multiple stacks of participants that are potentially going the same way, sure, initially we were like, oh boy, why are we shorting the strongest stock? But it doesn't matter. The buyers were there, and then we're just getting involved with some of the sellers, right? Sellers that look distinctly different relative to any sort of selling that happened here. Right? So it's like, okay, cool, sellers are finally here. Now we're potentially in charge, and let's see, these are the things that are showing us that maybe we are going to be headed a little bit lower relative to some of those indicators and some of those references as of right now. So, but 249 hold, a little bit interesting as it's kind of struggling to chop this area as of right now. That drop low, I kind of want to call it consolidation low, but it's not really consolidation. This low right here, this prior low, coming in at 248.40, so we're about 50 pennies away from that. And let's see if Google kind of gives back a little bit more, or maybe this 249 holds, right? That could very well be the case at the same time. So just watching that, letting it come into fruition if it'll have me. The market does look like it's just stalling here. We've kind of sold off consolidation here for now, almost another hour, right? A minute 50 seconds left on this 15-minute candle to print, and oh boy, sellers are coming in pretty much across the board. So Google kind of at that low right there. NVIDIA's at its lows. NVIDIA's consolidating at its lows. The ES, obviously, we just talked about that's consolidating at its lows. Apple can't get above VWAP, so similar story to that of Google here. Tesla can't get above VWAP, so similar story to that of Google and Apple here. And then Microsoft as well, trading below VWAP, Amazon as well. So pretty much kind of a similar action happening across the board here, as a little bit of weakness trading below VWAP, maybe showing that sellers may or may not be in charge for the time being. And you know, when the sellers come in this market, they've been pretty aggressive, right? They're using, I think, the way I see it, with last Friday's drop, with was it yesterday's drop, end of day? Yeah, yesterday's drop, end of day on another tariff scare there. Any and every reason to sell is what I'm seeing. Participants are using any and every reason, strong reasons, sure, whatever it is. We saw that happen with, I said this yesterday, maybe with some Oracle, maybe with some other, like the OpenAI bids have been getting sold off on the initial push. Yep. That's been interesting as well. But yeah, that's kind of what I'm seeing it as. But we'll see. I don't know. I'm just observing and trying to participate with what we're involved with. Let's see what you guys are saying in the chat. Yeah, exactly. Why does what only happen when I'm talking? I don't know. Sometimes, you know, sometimes I go on a bit of a ramble. Just let me know. No, Joe's right here. You can stop me.
Yeah, I know,
like,
but no, they didn't. Obie, they keep thinking something. Yeah. Because I'm telling them, as a casino, let them hear you. You see me stretching, guys.
Oh, Joe's making sounds.
You're making me laugh. Let the man live, please. Just let me live a little here. No, obviously, you don't know what's going on because you don't hear anything. So when I'm stretched, I'm like, and they're thinking it's something else, but it's not the case. So every next stretch, I gotta mute because these people can't take it serious. But no, here it is.
I can see that you're stretching.
Yeah, exactly. But they don't know that. They think it's something else, and they start laughing. And
I'm just trying to stretch this position.
Yeah, I know. Same. I'm trying to stretch this position over here as well too on NVTS.
Stretch that.
Stretch that is right, but we're short some SPY here, Obie. That's starting to cook up for us here. We like this one. Tab AM, bang. It's starting to head towards the low. Let's see if we can hold this towards the low of the day, but that's starting to work out for us pretty nice there, guys. So yeah, not too bad, not too bad. Yeah, I mean, come on. There's a potential head and shoulders here that I'm slightly getting worried about. So you can see shoulder 1 head, shoulder 2 being formed, and if it cracks that 14 level, it's either it's going to work or it's not, right? Oh my days. Let's go on the SPY there, Obie. That's working for us nicely. Now, if we can get NVTS to get a rebound. I told you guys my accuracy on the Qs is horrible, so I wanted to go with the good old SPY here. As it's starting to bleed, Obie, let's go. Heading towards that low of the day with some velocity and vigor. That's what we want to see. So yeah, there we go. We'll take a 20%, what I take? Yeah, 20% off right there. Now, if we get that crack, we'll get another 20% to the downside. But yeah, there it goes. Why are you shorting the strongest thong? I don't. You know what?
I'm just memeing with the chat.
Yeah, you know what I never understood is that why did you do capital and then low and then capital and then lower?
Oh, it's like that's the meme. I'm like making fun of it. You know.
Oh, okay.
Like, you know,
yeah, I always thought there was like hidden messages in behind that.
No. It's like,
is that the one with the SpongeBob?
Yes, thank you.
Okay, I actually know that meme.
Like
I know like no memes. Yeah, where he's like.
Is it?
Yeah, that one.
So what's the meaning behind it?
Nothing. It's just like making fun of someone for saying something. You know, just like, oh, where are you at? You know, this is what you were saying. You're obviously, you know.
So you go half the word is lowercase, the other half is.
I guess I don't know. I don't know where the origins of the meme. I just know how to use them.
Okay.
So I'm just
all
like,
right.
You know, I'm not a memeologist here.
You're not a memeologist. Ramin is though. We got a memeologist over here. That's Ramin. So anyways, yeah, there it is. Maybe I take a little bit more off because I think we could get a potential bounce here. As you can see, we're struggling to head towards this low.
It means sarcasm. There you go.
Is that what it means? It means sarcasm?
Yeah, well, I'm being sarcastic.
What is that there? Do you use the word SpongeBob mocking me? Don't use that weird SpongeBob mocking me. But what? I don't get it. It doesn't even.
It's like you're like mocking, like don't talk, like.
Don't talk. Don't do that.
Like don't do that.
Okay, don't
like,
do
oh,
it.
if you be like, oh, I didn't chart, I'm like, okay, you didn't chart.
What? That was a horrible example.
That's what the chat.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Oh, short. I heard something else. I didn't hear short.
She said the other word. She most definitely said the other word, not short. Okay, yeah, it's mugging. Adara, what do you got?
Getting a little spicy.
Bring some.
So what I have here is just to let you guys know, Fed's Myron is talking. He was supposed to start at 12:30, but it seems like the comments I'm really seeing are starting to come through right now. Fed's Myron, again, earlier today, speaking at the CNBC forum. Right now, he's saying that the current Fed policy is maybe more restrictive than people think because the neutral rate has fallen, adding that his difference with policy views of his colleagues is more based on the speed of cuts to the destination. So he's basically saying here, everyone in the Fed thinks that rates will go lower, but it's more how quickly should they be cut, and that's where maybe he disagrees with his colleagues at the Federal Reserve. He's basically saying that because of recent policy changes at the new administration, there has been the production here of fast changes in the neutral rate, and basically the Fed should be cutting to address that. But he also said that AI investment could actually lead to a higher neutral rate. Back to you.
And same with that thing, John Ishrat. I have no idea what that means either. So you can just tell I'm not with the times clearly. So get with it, Joe. All right, so we're coming back into our break even here on the SPY. Let's see if we can get the tape to the downside is weak. Thanks, Adara, for that, obviously. So there it is, bang, continuous flushes. Let's see if we can crack that low. We got a nice little pop in NVTS now. We're knocking on the door of the volume weighted average price. Glad that we didn't crack through that low. That was going to be our stop loss on that name. And now we're just waiting for an additional curl over potential add opportunity and a reload of our 20% that we took off not too long ago for that potential break of the low of the day, Obie.
Break it down.
Break it down.
248.40s is what I'm watching.
There goes
now.
Omer, though. You see Omer?
Omer, how's he doing?
He's doing good, man. Up to back to 1123.
Oh, okay, yeah. Wow, look at that. There's a reversion of the reversion happening there on Omer. There's a bit of an interesting one. I didn't show up on my watch list until much later. Boom, there is some selling. Hello, wipe that bid back into 248.40s, almost there. Let's see. I mean, here's the thing. This is how I see it, right? Buyer stepped in here after a strong puke. We kind of popped up. We could not get past that 250. That got me involved once again here at that underneath in and around VWAP, being like, all right, maybe the probabilities after we've already given up the highs, given up 250 halves, can't really get through, stops me out a little bit. I stay involved, not enough, because I covered a majority of it here if you guys were watching. But again, still great prices, This was so everything on this side of the chart I have a bit of an issue with. So you know what I'm going to do here? I'm going to pull up. Let's see if these things still. We just use a blank notepad here. So just to cover part of the chart here. So I'm just like everything that I'm doing on this side of the chart. So this side right here. Boom, 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 boom. Like this is, I got to keep it either really tight or I just have to just draw an arbitrary line. Somebody in the chat yesterday said ACA. That's what I'm going to use now. Arbitrary chart art. So draw your arbitrary chart art for defining whatever trend, however you want with this trend. Moving averages, lines, I don't know, whatever. Ask the magic trading chicken. We know that kind of works in some arenas as well. But on the right side is what I'm trying to say.
What is the magic trading chicken?
You haven't seen the magic trading chicken? I'll show you in a bit. Okay. That thing passes evals. That thing does some crazy stuff there. And this dude just trades off of what the chicken kind of decides. He puts feed at different, like for a long or a sell, the chicken runs and picks either long or sell. And then he'll pick like a futures. He'll be like, oh, London or New York or whatever, and then the chicken will go and eat that seed, and then he'll pick that. So it's like the chicken is trading. Anyways, regardless, none of that. I got to remove this from the book, and then I like these prices to sell. I'm like, oh, yo, this is great prices to sell in my head, but maybe the price action at the time is not right.
Hold on, right? Sorry to interrupt
you there.
Side,
it's much better.
Sorry to interrupt you there, brother. So yeah, someone mentioning weed stonks. Yeah, these guys are starting to fly higher, that's for sure. No lie on that. So 150 all the way up to 180 on TLRY. So that's a nice little pop. CGC, what are you up to? Canopy Growth Corp, okay. I can't believe, man, oh man, this is $1.50. This is insane. I remember, so let's actually go back just in time here to when I first started buying this stuff. This is the daily. We're gonna have to go to the weekly. Please work for me. Please work for me. Oh, that's the 5 minute. We'll go to the weekly. All right. So let's head back into 20. This is most definitely. I wasn't even lower than $21. excuse me, I don't know if there's been any splits in between them. Yeah, there has to be, because this was never 588. So there's definitely some reverse splits in there. But yeah, I mean, when I first bought Canopy Growth Corp, it was like $4, which was absolutely phenomenal. I had no idea what I was doing at the time either. I told you guys my old strategy, Obie, when I first started investing was just type in what is the best stock in a specific industry or sector, and then you just buy it. And that's what I did with the marijuana name. So
yeah, that was my first trade. My first trade was a basket of marijuana stocks. I've said this a couple of times on the show if you guys have been around. But,
MSOS is
so I bought
is
Tilray,
running.
I bought CGC, I bought Hexo, if you remember that one.
No, I don't remember Hexo.
I'm pretty sure it's delisted. It pretty much went to zero.
Let's go.
But boom, maybe I want to add a little bit on that breakdown. If it's going to follow through, let's see. This is the time to see that follow through, because not only are we seeing that Google prior kind of low breakdown here, but we're also seeing the futures coming into those lows. Look at the ES scream for that day low as well. The question becomes here, Joe, that we're actually pulling into Goggle's opening range highs. So you can see this right here, opening range highs in and around here. That's coming in, and let's see, can we get back through some of those prices, or is this one of those times where that resistance, now turned into support, continues to stay support? Maybe a little bit different picture here with the market doing what it's doing. Tilray bought Hexo. Okay, Jamlocky in the chat saying, yeah, Tilray bought Hexo. Regardless, I pretty much that position went relatively to close to zero for me, and that was my lesson, right? That was my kind of lesson. I was just like, you don't want to kind of jump in, and at that point, I hadn't really been in any sort of market participation. I just heard some noise from my friends about these stocks, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna buy into legalization. So I bought into legalization, being like, oh, yo, this news is gonna come out, and we're gonna go crazy, as if nobody else knew that it was gonna be legalized, right? Great lesson on my part, because I'm like, okay, this is literally a classic example of buy the rumor, sell the news, and it's another example of when you start seeing people who don't know anything about the market start getting involved, because I was that individual at the time, start getting involved, you might start thinking that things are getting a little toppish, right? I think that was a good lesson to reflect on. Obviously, I didn't realize that until much later in my trading career, but I was like, oh boy, I was on the other side of that. And now it's just like, okay, now when news comes out and people have been anticipating on it, I'm probably more often than not looking to fade the move, to be like, all right, is this the news that people were looking for? How well has it digested? And if it has, are people getting out of their positions? So that was a big learning lesson. I lost a decent chunk, pretty much everything that I started off with, which wasn't necessarily a lot, but again, I knew that I wanted to start off a little bit nimble and work my way into it. I still blew up accounts after that. Swing shorting, getting squeezed out. Best believe, like squeeze tape, I can understand squeeze tape pretty decently. Relative to how I understood it back then, because I was on the other side of it. I started getting squeezed out, like pain points. I'm just like, okay, well, you know what? This is what a squeeze feels like. So maybe now, when I see some squeeze action, I might just be like, all right, well, let's try to break some of these highs and maybe cause the squeeze or add fuel to the fire, maybe sometimes. But I don't know. The trade's a trade. We'll see what is up with Adara.
Adara? Oh, Asino's not ready yet? Okay. Okay,
we're
now we're
going
going there.
Here's the market, guys. Let's take a look. Still getting comments from Fed's Myron saying that they're not, or I guess the Fed, the U.S., is not in anything remotely resembling an emergency, and that he feels confidence that any kind of shocks are likely I guess they're not really going to be, or they're large enough, I guess, to influence policy here. So just talking here about some potential economic shocks. He's also saying that he does not think it's necessary to move the rate by more than 50 basis points. I want to mention here, too, Stellantis going to be on watch. Canada warning it might sue Stellantis over its decision to ship Jeep production to the U.S. So Stellantis, which just recently announced a U.S. investment, now apparently potentially facing a lawsuit from Canada. And I also just saw Google come here, some news here for GeoOGL on watch. Anthropic apparently projecting as much as $26 billion in annualized revenue in 2026. Google not really moving on that. Obie, I know you are involved in this name, and we'll send it back to you too.
Thank you. Yeah, Dara, if there's any news on the marijuana sector as well, too, please let us know. Okay, but I mean, if you see anything, let us know because it is starting to move. So yeah, here it is, guys. We're gonna put in a new low on the SPY as we're cracking through some key support levels. Let's take a little bit off right here, guys, because why not? Bang, we caught that fill. There it is, the short just going with the flow here in the market. So this one's turning out to be a nice trade. I still have 50% of the position remaining. Adara, talk to us.
Yeah, so apparently there's this article here, I just found this as well, from Marijuana Moment, which is the publication that does release a lot of these headlines which end up moving this space, saying that legalizing medical marijuana could lead to significant reductions in opiate prescriptions, according to a study. So again, a study showing that legalized marijuana or medical marijuana could lead to a significant reduction in prescriptions for opioids. Back to you.
I mean, I think we've definitely been talking about that stuff here north of the border for quite some time. I think it's a good alternative. I mean, so obviously with opiates, extremely addictive, and they lead to other things there. So I mean, to each their own, obviously, but we want to see people as healthy as possible. We don't want to see them abused because if you walk the streets of Toronto, then you'll definitely see that 100%. I heard Seattle's pretty bad, Philly as well too. So if we can avoid that, take some of that off the streets, I think that would be good for NY. Yeah, exactly.
It's funny. My mom was in the city a couple days ago.
Yeah.
And just kind of parked on like by the building, and then she saw an individual and she started tripping out. I was just like, she's not exposed.
Yeah, she
I'm
didn't
just like,
know,
this is how the city kind of is sometimes. She was just like, oh my God, what's happening to this dude? It's kind of scary. Is he okay? I'm just like, you know what? It is what it is. Things happen.
I had to give a couple
she
people.
was not ready for it.
Yeah, I had to give a couple people like a little nudge with the foot there just to make sure they were all right, like just walking down the street. But you know what's surprising? There goes the market. Let's go. Let's go. Oh my days, Obie. Yes, we still have 50% of this remaining. Let's see if we can catch that fill here, Neil. Yeah, so what we want to get going, I don't know why I brought you into this, Neil. I apologize on that one. But anyways, there it is. We're getting some aggressive selling, stepping right back into this market. Bang! There it is, another fill. We'll take that all day. Yes, thank you very much. As for the SPY, starting to take. What are you short? You're short Google as well too. Crazy. We'll take another little bit. So we just have 30% remaining after this last little piece. Bang! We catch that fill, and there it goes to the downside. At some point, I thought that selling was going to step back in. We've seen it near the close yesterday, and we're seeing it at the just a little bit over the halfway point here today. So bang, there it is. Thank you for that short. 665 to the downside. Let's take a look at the options chain to see what we got going on for an open interest standpoint on the SPY. UGLY. You ain't got no alibi.
I haven't heard that in the longest time.
I haven't heard that in a long time, my friend.
This price action's looking a little ugly.
Yeah,
but
it is.
absolutely
It's
beautiful
looking,
if you're sitting
shout out to the ugly price action out here. So there it is, guys. We got our concentration 662, 663. Then we see 665 having some size. We're going to Adara. Options activity on the SPY. Volume is cool, with the exception of that 666. Why do people do that stuff? 666 putting in a lot of activity there as well too. Adara, what do you got for us?
Yeah, honestly, guys, I just want to let you know with regards to this push lower, I do not have much news. Fed's Waller apparently not really speaking on any monetary policy at all during his prepared remarks. He's going to be speaking mostly about AI, but he did say that layoffs and lower hiring due to AI is expected to increase. Also, more commentary from Fed's Myron saying that it's inappropriate, quote unquote, to be excessively dependent on data when there are reasons to be confident in their forecast, namely that rates are going lower. But again, that's it. I just checked Truth Social again. Trump hasn't posted in 6 hours, so no news that I can see immediately anyway for this push to the downside in the market. Also, I mentioned earlier, keep an eye here on Stellantis, STLA, and they actually are pushing higher here, or they were at least initially, with volume on reports that Canada is warning that they might sue Stellantis for moving their Jeep production to the U.S. Again, Myron also just now commenting that renewed tensions between the U.S. and China are a serious issue. Back to you.
Like how you brought up the fact, Adara, that it's been 6 hours since Donald Trump's posted. So ever since the April, I would love to get an average on it so that maybe we can gauge it. It's like, oh, okay, it's been exactly 7.5 hours and Donald hasn't said anything. There could be something coming at any given moment.
It's China.
Pardon me?
Maybe it's China.
Like, that's not what I meant. I didn't mean it like that.
I know that's not what you meant, but I'm saying I'm just going along with the fact that I think it's somewhat comical that you said it's been 6.5 hours since he said anything. Well, like we're expecting him to say something because he can't help himself.
Well, I will say the reason I brought it is because usually, like when you get these moves to the downsides, one of the first things I do is check, did he post? And the fact that we didn't get a post and we have this move and no obvious news, that's kind of why I brought it up. But I want to mention too, I've noticed there are some days where he posts a lot and other days where he doesn't post at all. So that could also be what's happening.
All right, cool. Good stuff there.
Adara.
Thank you very much, Adara. So there it is. But yeah, it's Spice Adams, man. Come on, it's Spice Adams, the greatest hooper of all time. You don't know Spice Adams?
No, bro.
No, obviously, it's all right, man. We again, I don't know some things. Again, that's why we bounce off each other.
Yes.
And hold on there, Obie, bang, there it is, another fill on that one. Thank you. And Joseph We Trust says, Jag, appreciate that, my friend. As the market is taking another dive lower, we only got 2% or 20% left of this trade. Let's see if we can continue this bleeding on this Wednesday. NVTS, this is what I was talking about. Potential double head and shoulders, or sorry, head and shoulders right here, shoulder 1, shoulder 2, and that's going to be your head top right there. Break of 413, clean, and you see that volume really start to pick up. I think there's going to be a good opportunity right there. But right now, this SPY trade, by far the best trade of the day. Even though we were rocking and rolling on NVTS, we took that hit on Amazon, so that's not too bad there. And BAC we took a hit on as well, but other than that, IBIT green, NVTS green, Omer green, and SPY we're rocking.
Thank you very much.
Rolling.
Yeah, a little bit of a chop here on that drop. I was just like, all right, you know, kind of it dropped aggressively, just started to stall. So right away, I'm just like, all right, I definitely want to cover some because that was like the little bit of ding, it's ready. Maybe a little bit more as well as we come a little bit further. So I like this consolidation. Ideally, I should be giving up to 48 halves. But yeah, it's potentially coming in now as we start breaking structure across the board. Let's see what's going on, Adara.
Yeah, sorry guys for the interruption, but Fed's Myron kind of casting a pretty bleak picture of the economy right now, saying that anyone concerned about downside risks to the job market should be more concerned now. Now, we know that these downside risks to the job market were cited by many Fed members as the reason that they actually cut rates at the last meeting, so that is significant. He did also say that because there's that renewal of tensions between the U.S. and China, that does actually also add to some uncertainty over the economy. And the outlook, he said, even if these threats with regards to China and the U.S. are not enacted, they might not even realize for weeks, but if they do come to play, there is going to be a significant risk of material economic downside. So just doom and gloom here from Fed's Myron, and back to you.
Thank you very much. This is what I was talking about earlier, guys, is that you want to see that volume kick in on NVTS as you crack through that 1413 level. Let's take a look at the 1 minute. This is what I was just saying to Obie. This is picture perfect. Look at that volume really kick in as you're breaking through support. That's exactly what we want to see. So now if we get a pullback back to that zone and it holds, we're going to take a short on that. And I mean, see, the thing is, though, I like what Adair's bringing up. Excuse me. Is that, like, come on, guys, at what point, so we have so many saying frothy, what is going on with the potential bubble, all this and all that. At some point, you're probably going to experience a pullback, right? Unfortunately, we just can't, this is not sustainable. It doesn't matter. We were talking about it in the likes of Microsoft as well too. Remember, we did a little poll. We're like, hey, how many people think that this type of move is sustainable in the overall market? And every single veteran trader in the chat was like, it's not. And this is what I'm referring to in Microsoft. Bang, after that earnings report, gap up, and then it's just like, okay, steady grind higher to the point where you move 30%. I'm like, this is not going to be sustainable. And sure enough, you crack the downtrend, you get a little bit of a move, and now you're just forming a base and consolidating within this range, kind of like it did before for almost a year and a bit in MSFT. And I think it's the exact same thing with the Qs. At some point, you're going to get that pullback. Is this going to be the start of things? Well, let's go back in history and see how everything was. All right, so this was our nice run from August to running into the April, February, March. Is this it? Yeah, this is, where's the April lows here? Yeah, I mean, there's the April lows, but this is when we start talking all that tariff noise, and sure enough, bang, look at the volume step in, but you have this nice, cool price action, strong engulfing prints, and then you're heading to the downside. Where did we see it before? Okay, here it is in April of 24. You're moving higher. Same thing. You have that engulfing candle at a high, and then you're moving lower. You giving me a thumbs up or something there? Oh, okay. All right, cool. So, I mean, there it is. We're seeing the exact same thing on multiple occasions. Oh, yeah, exactly, Katina, man. We're still short, baby. Listen. Katina. All right, Katina, man. What does my screen say? What does the screen say? Let's go. Hey, hit it. How many multiple dollars is that one? Bang. Come over to Katina, man. Bring them up.
So here we are right here. We're still short right from, we just went and got a haircut. You know, we're trying.
Oh,
we're trying. And then, yeah, still short right there. So the short buy is paying off right here today. And all we did was just short that top right there. You know, boom. All right, time to go have some tilapia.
Oh, no.
Boom.
Oh, yeah. So, yeah, I mean,
legs down.
Yeah, exactly. It's more. Oh, my God. I only have 10% left, guys. It's how many?
Tilapia.
Tilapia is a...
I got the grilled. I got the. I am.
Oh.
I got the grilled chicken.
Oh, you switched.
Well, yeah, because I put the old request in with it. Yeah. So no more of the
no more fishy business.
Yeah, no more of that fishy business. All right, guys, there it is. Top P&L name of the day, taking it from Katina, man, on the SPY. 665 short there, roughly down into 661.50s. Not too bad of a move there, Obie. So let's go on that. And yeah, I like the rice. I like the. Is there a specific name for the yellow rice? What is it? No. Okay, I thought it was more of a cultural name. Anyways,
I don't know. There's so many different kinds of rice.
There's so many different kinds of rice. Shout out to rice and peas. What is your favorite kind of rice?
I would probably say basmati rice.
But is that just the longer one, right?
It's slightly longer.
It's slightly
the Indian one that you use in like biryani. And
yeah, okay, yeah, I like that. I like that rice there as well too. I like rice and peas. Obviously, got to keep it classy with that one. See, all my fellow Jamaicans, do you eat rice and peas with your curry chicken, or do you go white rice? I know there's a big controversy around that one there, but here it goes.
Is it curry chicken or chicken curry?
Curry chicken. It's curried chicken.
Is it?
Yeah. What do you call it?
Where does that dish come from?
It's Indian.
It's Indian, right?
Yeah. Why you? I feel like you're kind of pulling my tail here.
Yeah, I think it's chicken curry, but I know I have a lot of. I had this conversation because like I grew up with a lot of Jamaican friends, a lot of Trini friends, and, you know, a lot of Guyanese friends as well, and they're all on the curry chicken boat.
But can I say something? Again, Salinas have Indian, by the way, but I personally like Jamaican curry more than the Indian curry.
Okay.
Yeah. That's just me. That's just me.
But here's the
That's
thing. What do you mean when you say Indian curry? There's hundreds and thousands of different
the spice. Yours is a little bit more red.
Cumin?
Yeah, I think the red powder? In it. Yeah, the red in it. I like the yellow. I like the yellow. That's the only way I know how to phrase it, to be honest with you. Mike Peter Ryder, come on.
Look at this
Look at the market go. Look at it move. What is it? It's $5.
Boom, boom, boom. Stacks on stacks. Breaking news. Let's go. Let's see what's going on.
Okay, so for one, keep an eye here on any of these plays in the mineral space. We just had Scott Bessent, U.S. Treasury Secretary, say that supply chains for critical minerals is a U.S. priority. So keep an eye on critical minerals names. Now, the other thing that Scott Bessent said about China that is a little bit less positive here is that he's urging the World Bank to end their support for China. So commentary here from China. Fez Byron still talking, but nothing, again, super of significance here. He's just talking more about policies. And again, I do want to let you guys know one more time there. Keep an eye on critical minerals names, as Scott Bessent does say that apparently one of the priorities for the U.S. here is supply chains for critical minerals. They are, though, urging the World Bank to stop supporting China. Back to you.
Bang, let's go, man. What a move on the SPY, breaking of support there. I would have liked to get involved with some NVTS. Yellow, I love yellow too. High five, Sam. Bang, let's go on that one. We got an ad to read here, but there it is, for profit. We're cooking up SPY 665, 664.86 short. We go down to a low of 660.50. Bang, bang, bang. Talk to me, Obie.
Yes, sir. So, guys, in Africa, a new generation of leaders is rising. The woman boss empowers them. We provide the training and mentorship to women and girls who need to start businesses, create change, and build sustainable futures. We've already impacted over 10,000 lives, and your contribution creates the next opportunity. So scan the QR code now and empower the next woman leader today. All right, so yeah, a little bit of a puke city happening here on Google. Just a minute ago, I was like, oh boy,
Oh, yeah, you got a nice trade on
I
Google.
feel like I feel it coming.
Ooh.
But I was just like, I don't feel comfortable punching the lows. But this is one of those times where I can definitely size down a little bit and just take that rep of chasing some of these lows. And we got another leg down. So oh boy, indeed, that 25,000. We reverted back to 25,000 today. And guess what? Supply came right back in off of that level. So maybe more of the same. A lot of people asking what the news is, what's happening, this, that, and the other. The thing is, I think that there are more sellers than buyers.
Ooh.
I don't know if you've observed that phenomenon happening in and around, I guess, after about 11 o'clock today, where, yeah, the buyers kind of stepped off. We did have buyers in the morning, and then kind of sellers took over.
Absolutely.
And we just started to accelerate even further. A beautiful reversion across the board. 100% reversions, that's there. 200% reversions if you're measuring the initial leg. Oh boy, that's there as well. 300%, I haven't seen one that's 300% just yet. Maybe the SPY. The SPY's maybe that initial leg, maybe we're doing 3 measured moves of that initial strong, I guess, green leg to the upside to about 670s. Just eyeballing it, maybe it kind of looks like it fits almost that kind of range there. But yeah, puke city happening as of right now. Coin is breaking to free fall knife. Okay, Trix, let's take a look at Coinbase here. Oh boy, we just talked about this morning.
Let's
sometimes the market
go.
pulls back, and sometimes there are discounts. So who's going shopping, right? If people are panicking, don't be a panicking.
Ooh.
You want to see when you want to be on the other side of that trade. I don't know when we'll stop. Who knows?
Hit the Batman,
But
Christina, man.
VIX above 20 for sure right now. That's me just making an assumption, but let's take that confirmation right now by seeing where the VIX is.
My favorite one.
Yeah, exactly. Can we get much higher? I don't know, but 22s, oh boy. I kind of spoke on this a couple weeks ago.
Oh,
I think I was talking to you as well. I was like,
Yeah.
yo, bro, doesn't the VIX look like it's winding up once again?
Yeah.
So it is, or it was. And we're getting that continuation on the VIX right now. So range high on the VIX as of the pop on Friday was about 2294s. We're at 2233s right now on the VIX. So people talking about BTC at a very critical level. I forgot who said that right there. Sebastian. Okay, all right. Let's see what BTC USD is doing over here on our
getting
friend
smoked.
Coin. Yeah, it's.
So I mentioned this,
I
man.
don't wanna
Now
look
is
at
not
it
the
at a
time to
3-minute.
be.
Key level, yeah, maybe. Look at this. This is where support's kind of been over the past couple of months, right? So key level, maybe this Quadunk reference low, I'm watching that 107. That reversion was absolutely beautiful if you looked at it or if you were there while it was happening. But yeah, it is what it is. Where's the next?
Oh, you got
trade?
$1 on Google though.
Yeah, I don't have enough though.
Yeah, of course, same. I
And that's
obviously
me
it's
chasing,
never
dude.
this-
I was short all the way from 150 once. You
Look,
saw that. We're at 147. Anyways, regardless, let's see what's up with the Dara.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. We'll go to Adara, and then I want us to take a look at something here.
Yeah, I just want to remind you guys what happened here as people wonder what is happening to the market. Is there significant news? Now, this sell-off, to be fair, had kind of been happening in the morning without any clear or salient catalyst, but we've had talk all day from Fed speakers and more notably from U.S. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent. So Scott Bessent here, as we got this latest push to the downside, said that the U.S. is going to continue to support these critical mineral supply chains. They think that is very important, but also that he is urging the World Bank to end their support for China. So that last comment there about the World Bank support for China seems to be what sent the market a bit lower. Again, keeping an eye out to see if there is anything else. I have not seen any Truth Social post from Donald Trump all day. Or I guess the last one was 7 hours ago now. Back to you.
Thank you very much for that, Adair. And I mean, this is what I want to us to take a look at here is that, I mean, we're still within that Friday session, but now we're starting to get a little bit more aggressive. I mean, I think we're going to break this at some point. The market is extremely, look at this move that the SPY has been on since April. And it's just been a steady grind. And then sure enough, you just have a couple of sessions where you're just engulfing the whole 37% to where we're currently trading, even more off of those April lows, right? You're heading into 40%. That's monstrous. As things cool down a little bit, is there going to be a reload opportunity? I think the volume is into the downside. So let's see how deep these pullbacks are going to be. And then maybe we'll look for the continuation. But yeah, by far, SPY has been the best trade on the day for us there. So a nice little short. Thank you for just always mentioning something, Donald. It's either in your favor or it's not, and when it is, you're obviously having a good time, and when it's not, you're cursing to the trading gods. But in all seriousness, I've mentioned it before, I'm gonna mention it again. I want to see this market sell off. Why? So I can start buying some of these stronger names at lower prices, and that's exactly what I want. The long-term portfolio is getting absolutely lit up. There's no questioning that, but we're not going to be worried about that. That's a longer duration, less management. You don't manage it as often. For my swing trading is what I want to be constantly in some names, not constantly, but as much as possible in high quality setups. And that's why I'm looking for some of these stronger names to bleed, because with strong earnings leading into the earnings season, we're starting to get in the thick of things. Then I think there's going to be some solid opportunities. So let's see how deep this pullback is. Volume on the 1 minute time frame is relatively strong, right? Like this is almost a $2 bounce that we're experiencing right now. 659, and then you tap back into 661. Right, so that's a $2 bounce right there. So yeah, we'll wait for PA to turn around and then look for potential shorts. Liquidations on the longs, yeah, possibly. Should you sell AMD? See, yeah, I was saying this from the get. Like, let's pull up AMD. I think, I don't know, again, I don't want to be rubbing it into people's faces or anything along those lines, but if you're buying AMD after it gaps up 40%, I think I'm not going to, again, I could be totally wrong, but I would say you're relatively new in this game. I've seen that, and I'm not doing that whatsoever. You want to wait for things to cool off, and it may take significantly longer than what you expect, but after this experience, after it's gone from this run here, so you go from 78 to this breakout day, you're up 116%. And then after that point, it's like, okay, bang, massive gap up. And if you're buying back at 239, then the stock's already been up 200% from the April lows. And I get it. Buying the all-time high breaks isn't a horrible strategy, but you also have to look what's been coming before it. And I think you need to be a little bit patient, because this just might be a little bit of overexcitement, in my opinion, Obie. Yeah,
definitely a lot of overexcitement in these markets. We were just talking about a couple of weeks ago, like how much further are we going to go? We were talking about like some of the frothiness in the market here, and we're starting to see like signs and symptoms of that, confirmations of that as well. So I think it's good, especially if you're day trading. I think it's absolutely beautiful when and if this kind of comes in. You got to remember, we've been kind of studying charts from I guess we were talking about like .com and things like that. Like what did that look like? What did that manifest as? How did the front side look on that move? Sure, it's not going to be relatively the same, but again, like what caused the companies that were kind of market leaders to fall from their graces? Wow, there's the bid. Come on, dude. You stopped me out and then you step back in. All right, cool, that's fine. I just want to get involved with you a little bit here on the goggles as that bid steps right back in. Stops me out. I get involved on the slowdown of the selling, but you know what? I'm willing to kind of give this a little bit more room here into some of these prior levels, but we'll see. Let's see if this works. The buyer's kind of stepping in here. You see the tape. There's a shift in the tape. The shift in the tape started when I got out of my long. I don't know if you heard me say, I was just like, yo, this could be the bottom right here.
Did you go long
I
now?
slapped out of my short, and then I looked to flip long. But here's the thing, real risk is down here. I didn't want to risk $1 lower. I'm just like, if this goes, it goes now. But it gets a little choppy. That's my fault for not properly following like allocating appropriate risk. sometimes a trade requires $1 worth of risk. Look at the craziness that it's doing. If you keep it tight, the probability of getting stopped out and getting knocked around is definitely higher. I understand that, but we're looking for that momentum that just goes, right? So we'll see if this one just goes. The market's attempting to catch a little bit of a bid, but this might just be a little bit of relief from the selling before sellers step back in. So when it comes to Google, this is what I want to look at as of right now. So we talked about some of these anchors. We're so extended off of these anchors. So extended. We came all the way down, almost 2-day lows. Actually, we came in and clipped opening range low as well on Google here. So if this is going to catch a little bit of a bid, you can see that the rest of the stocks in the market kind of, the Mag 7 already broke their day lows. And now we're catching a little bit of a slowdown here. Are we actually going to slow down? Do we continue to go green? I have no idea, but I think I want to kind of try to get involved on what seemed to me like a little bit too far too fast. I could very well be wrong. Like I said, sellers can choose to kind of step off and step right back in, right? They'll be like, all right, this is enough acceptance of price. There's more liquidity to sell into. Let's kind of step right back in. So it's like kind of wrapping your head around some of those concepts. Or I'm trying to, at least real time. We'll see. 247.60s as of right now. Bit of a push up back off of their lows. We are catching some buying here in the market. VWAP on Google is all the way at 249.30s. I don't know if we're going to go all the way back up there, but just using prior structure, we kind of slap back up into these lows, and then this right here, that low at 248.40s. Maybe if we continue a little bit higher, that's another $1 away on Google. But we'll see. This bid has to kind of come in. I don't know if it's done yet. Again, very catalyst-driven market. So being nimble, kind of being as nimble as possible, I think, is key, and participating in the moves, right? It's not very often that I feel comfortable punching the lows as things are falling, right? It's not the way I kind of like to run business, but sometimes it's there. Sometimes it's very much there, and the market is telling you. At the end of the day, the market is telling me I kind of have to choose whether I'm going to participate, listen, or not. So that is what it is.
All right, cool. Good stuff there, Obie. I like to grab off of the lows there. One thing to note is if we're just looking at the volume, the bounce volume is pretty strong, and what I'm referring to here is on the SPY. One thing that I would want to see is it relatively cooler. That's some strong stuff right there. There is some selling pressure within the 5-minute print still. So yeah, maybe, I don't know if we're going to go all the way back up to 663. I wouldn't put it out of the works, but I mean, again, I like the curl over and the continuous bleed here. So I was letting this run. I mean, this was $2 ago. I just have only 10% left, so I'm like, why not just leave it to maybe the end of the show or to the end of the day and see what we can get, just in case we decide to take another leg lower. And then I can also free roll the position as well if we decide that, hey, I see some consolidations and then things slowly start to curl, then we can have an additional move there. So on the 5-minute time frame, boom, you get that turtle shell type price action, breaks lower, and then bang, 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 bang. And then we got it from our last out. We almost get a $2 move, a little bit more than that. And we're like, you know what? Nah, we'll leave it in there. So sell your shorts. Sell my shorts.
What?
Do you mean buy them back?
He probably means cover.
Well, I think so. Well, I know. I'm just messing with them, right? Like, so you don't want to sell. You just get more short. Are you telling me to more short there, YB? Yeah, get more short. Eat my. Okay, Mike P. to Ryder. I'm okay on that one. We're gonna hide that there, my friend. What's much caution in the market? I doubt a 20% pullback will happen. Yeah, same. I highly doubt that we see 20%. We've already seen that there. Okay, why did he? Anyways, so. He's asking to sell your shorts as in what you wear. Oh, I don't think that's the case. Okay, Bart Simpson. Now you guys are talking about the reference of, yeah, I know, I'm only messing with you. I knew exactly what you meant. You meant to cover everything and buy back. But no, I think we can get a continuation. So I'm waiting for price action to slowly turn back over, and I'm looking for the reload, and then maybe we go and test the low of the day again. I mean, you have to take into consideration that the SPY is only down 0.1%. Right? Like, after all of that selling, we are down 0.1% on the SPY. That is not much. But we had a couple super chats. I missed them. Assassino, if we can pull those up. The first one is going to be from Nicholas Pham. What's up, fam? So, hey, Joe, Obie, when to load the boat on NVDA? Hold or, I mean, for the longer duration, you always want to have some skin in the game with NVDA. I don't think you ever really want to let that one go, regardless of what it is. At the end of the day, everything that's going on around, it's all noise. Why do we say that? Let's just go back in history. Noise, it's all noise. I mean, this is a little bit more choppy, obviously. You get into the peak in 21, and then you go into that year bear market. But in the grand scheme of things, up and to the right is essentially probably one of the only directions that these major names get involved, head in. So, I mean, here it is. Do we add there on the SPY? Dipping, I mean, that's the thing, right? So if you're looking to allocate a little bit, never just go all in at once. You just, okay, it's like, okay, I have 10K. I'm going to grab 2K worth right now. Oh, it sells a little bit more. There's another 2K right there, and you got 40% of that rocking and rolling. Oh, it sells a little bit more. Bang, there's another 2K. That's 60%. Oh, it's working. All right, let's add another 1,000 over here, and so on and so on. That's just how I operate personally. You got to find a system that works for you. But a name like NVDA, lower the better, because I think a lot of individuals are going to look to buy it up there, Obie. And we got one more from Lil Mama. What's up, Lil Ma? Which one was I going to hit there? We'll hit the, no, I didn't want to hit that. We'll hit this one there just because. I don't know why. But there it is, Lil Ma, $1.99 super chat. Nothing behind it, so much appreciated. If you have any questions or anything along those lines, put it in the chat, and I'll do my best to pull it up. Oh!
Heyo.
Oh, William Larson! Bang! What's going on? Tip for my guy, Joey O. I was on that SPY ride and grabbed 11,265 big ones with a big short. Thank you, Jesus, for the team there, helping me support my family while working at home. Once again, shout out the Most High. Thank you very much for that, William Larson. I'm glad that you are being able to do more than put some food on the table for your family and a roof over their head. As I always say, don't spend it all in one place. You want to diversify on that, Obie. Thank you very much for that. Very much appreciated.
Great news. That short was coming in real hot. And yeah, getting involved there. Shout out to William Larson. Solid trade.
Any relations to Adam Larson? Probably not.
Yeah. I don't know who that is.
Gotta give it a try though.
Yeah.
I need a haircut too, man.
Yeah,
damn.
dude. I've been so like kind of just like, you know, trading Blue Ocean, doing this. I'm just like I haven't had that much time to go for one just yet. But I guess when you're trading, when you're sitting here, that's not necessarily a top priority, especially of mine. But I should go. There's a barber right here.
I know you like that guy.
He just went like 5, 10, 15 minutes. I should definitely go. But I usually normally when I do go, I go around the midday. So
midday.
That's usually my, because like morning session, I'm definitely looking for trades. Midday session, if I leave something on, it's on. So I feel a little bit more comfortable.
You just put those orders in and then just get out of there?
From the desk, yeah. And then late day, I don't feel really comfortable going anywhere. So middays around that time. Maybe tomorrow I'll go. We'll see. But 247's getting bid back up right here on Google. So yeah, I'm just getting chopped up on this chop here. So buying it up, getting stopped out at the low of the range, and then it steps right back up. So it seems like the buyers are actually stepping in here. Let's see if we can get all the way back to VWAP, or sellers like no, and step right back in. Like I said, you just gotta go with the flow. You know, roll with the punches. You don't know what's gonna happen next, right? Buyers can step in on the next candle and the probabilities can shift. That's important, right? It's just like, okay, well, you just got to keep rolling with those shifting probabilities as they come. We shall see. The market, though, a little bit of a bounce, 24/7s here. I don't know if we're going to get the reversion of the reversion.
Ooh, I don't
Intraday
know.
back to 25,000.
Today,
I don't know, man. I don't know. I mean, I'm not going to put it past this market to do something crazy like that. I'm not going to put it past it. We've seen the capabilities.
Shout out to Hydration Nation. We don't cheers water. Remember that one? Bang, Hydration Nation. So thank you. Hesitation Nation not in here. Hey Joey, cop some AMD puts dated 3/20/26. All right, January, March. 200 strike buy at 1180. Am I cooking? Or are you not? Let's pull that up, my friend. I mentioned the AMD play. I think this name needs to cool down a little bit. I mean, you have the time. What the AMD puts data, the 200 strike price. Oh, okay, puts. Yeah, I mean, yeah, today you are most definitely cooking at those. You are most definitely chefing it up there. I don't have it. Katina Man's got all the chef stuff there. When on the barbecue, we're talking about Chipotle this morning and everything along those lines. But there you go, critical alt escape, or control alt escape, so I remember to fix that one there. So thank you very much for that. You are cooking on an absolute storm, my friend. Man, surprisingly, AMD tapped into, no way, dude. All right, let's pull this up for a 5-minute. I mean, it almost went to an all-time high today again, just shy off of it, which I think is absolutely insane. And look how strong it is holding up compared to the rest of the market. So relatively speaking, man, I don't know if you're going to get a rug pull or anything along those lines in AMD, considering we're just at a little south of VWAP. But hopefully you got those puts up there. That's a big-time move to the downside. My issue with that control alt escape is this, and I'm going to display it right now. And again, I'm glad that you're doing your things. When we're talking stuff here, you obviously have to come in with your own plan and everything along those lines. 75, that's relatively cool if you ask me. 77.5% at the money, at the money IV there, so not too bad. What puts are you in? You're in the 200s over there, bang. Oh no, those are a different expiration, sorry. Yeah, so I mean, that's not too bad. The 200s, good luck. Let's see if you can get a little bit of a move to the downside. Hopefully that works for you. For profit, $4.99 super chat. Joe is a weapon. Great run, fellas. Thank you very much for profit. I see you got the 4s up there. Give up the good old 4s. I appreciate you, my guys. And I hope everyone's having a good day. If not, then guess what? Obie mentioned it yesterday. We're less than 24, significantly less than 24 hours from the market reopening once again. So keep that in mind. Here's this pullback on the SPY. Keep pulling back, and I think we're going to get a good reload opportunity on that one. Thank you for that. Am I crazy, or do we keep bleeding until blackout period end on the 24th? Maybe, Julian L. That's a good, solid point. I like that one. Running into earnings season, I think this selling is good, right? Because in the likes of some of the names, Amazon continue its selling. This is what I specifically want to see. Why? Because leading into earnings, I want to be able to position myself in some good names. And if we get additional bleeding, for whatever reason it may be, that we're too toppy, they don't like the guidance, CapEx is starting to increase, you miss on cloud, you miss on certain revenues, you miss on EPS, whatever fundamental factor that sends some of these big, strong names to the downside and some strong sectors to the downside, your boy Joey O is going to be a buyer of Obie.
Yeah, for sure, man. I'm just pulling up something here, but yeah, no, I think there's some buying definitely stepping in here. You've seen that prior bar high break on the 15-minute chart finally here on the Nasdaq and the ES. Let's see if there's follow through now. We get some strong puking of sellers, maybe some follow through there, maybe about a 50. Maybe I'm looking for 30% reversion of this leg, maybe then 50% this bigger leg, 50% reversion. I don't know if we're going to get there, but that's in and around where that prior structure is sitting at 24.9s on the Nasdaq. And okay, cool, nice. There's that Google bid coming in as well. So let's see if we can get 248 halves there. I do want to stay nimble because again, even though kind of sellers or buyers are starting to step back in, I don't know when and if the sellers will step back in with any sort of aggression. So that's something important that I do want to keep in mind. And this is what I mean. It's just like, all right, if we're dropping back below that 248, then I kind of want to stay a little bit more patient here as of right now. So, guys.
Sorry.
Yeah. So, traders, listen up. First month free. That's right. We're waiving fees. Trade smarter, not harder. Upgrade to Elite. Analyze, strategize, capitalize. Our platform, it's everything. Infinite data, instant trading, lightning fast market insights, game-changing charts, predict with backtesting, reliable real-time data, global markets at your fingertips, all in one platform. So don't miss out. Execute your best trades now. Ready to elevate your trading? Scan the QR code or check the link in the description. All right, so oh boy, so we popped up into the 30s. We're pulling back a little bit on top of 248. So I got that on watch. Again, trying to be as nimble as possible and piece off of it as we move along here. I got to make sure some of these orders are sitting exactly where I want them to. Okay, so that's good right there. We're coming right back in, so maybe taking off a little bit more there if you can print. If you can print. There it is. Thank you very much. Okay, where's the next one right here? So 248 halves, I like that. Let's see if we kind of push into this. This is where the sellers came in pretty aggressively. That's a reference price, right? I like looking at reference prices. Sellers were there, and then sellers came in aggressively. So this is that you can see that volume bar as well, in and around 1 o'clock right there. That's about 248.40s, and we're touching that right now. So reference highs from aggressive selling and volume expansion or whatever, increased volume, that's being tested here on Google as the market trends up and breaking prior bar high, which has not happened since about, I guess, when was this? This was that 1220 candle. So interesting confluence here on the market. Let's see what's going on with it, Darren.
Keep an eye on Amazon. Amazon announcing that their Claude 4 models from Anthropic are now available in Amazon Bedrock. That's on their website. So I guess these Claude 4 models from Anthropic can now be found in Amazon Bedrock. Back to you.
Thank you very much there, Daryl. Yeah, I mean, there it is, guys. We're running back into some key levels, slowly starting to grind higher here. AMD back above the volume-weighted average price. IBID still holding up. We got NVTS back above VWAP. Who else do we have back above the volume-weighted average price? Not Google, not just yet. You're still long at 248, Obie. Nice look there. You got to take a half penny or a $50 on that one. Beautiful, beautiful stuff. Yeah. Buy. Amazon, says this individual. Well, let's see. Well, take a look. Pick them up. So, I mean, Amazon all the way down to 212. Oh, no, 214. No, I don't want to. I'm not going to grab any. I'm going to be patient, man, and just wait for a prime time opportunity and just go extremely heavy on my next swing trade here. There it is, a bounce off of that 212 support. Not too bad. I think at some point, you know what, Blue Ocean is going to be in play tonight. I'm not going to guarantee that because I'm not going to tell you I have all this experience under my belt trading Blue Ocean, but I think we will most definitely have a couple opportunities there, and I'm ready to rock and roll on the Blue O. I messaged Obie last night. I'm like, you sailing tonight, brother? I said, no, I'm not sailing tonight, man. There's no volume or anything like that. So I had no setting of the sails there last night, Obie. I kept an eye on some Tesla, which was all right. Usually has some good volume in the Blue Ocean. So
yeah, it does. It's one of the top volume players in Blue Ocean. Again, understandably so.
It's the overnight trading, Marcos Morales. It's the overnight trading. So that's essentially what Blue Ocean is. It's from 8 p.m. to 4 a.m.
Yeah. So when the market closes, when the after hours closes at 8 p.m. So you know when that should hit my output. Okay. So when the market closes at 4 p.m. market's still technically open. You can still trade. The closing auction happens at 4 o'clock. The opening auction happens at 9:30, or in and around 9:30. I wonder what's going to happen to those auctions once we go 24. Should be interesting how they're going to structure that out. Again, I'm sure there's going to be there's probably going to be more opportunity there. If not, I don't know how they're going to do that, but it should be interesting. I like it, but that after hours closes at 8 p.m. Now, you can trade some of those same stocks that start at 8 p.m. The Blue Ocean market opens at 8 p.m. as soon as that other market closes, and it goes on until 4 a.m., which is when the market opens here, right? The pre-market. The pre-market opens at 4 a.m. So it's like it's almost like it's a bit of a continuation of said markets. It can be there can be, again, we talk about lack of liquidity. Interesting though, I'm learning a few things. Trading the illiquidness, quote unquote, of Blue Ocean, and it's very interesting, and it might actually get me involved with illiquid stocks in the open market as well, to be honest, after kind of discovering certain types of, oh boy, there it is, there's that flash up. There you go, nice up into the 60s there. Okay, all right, where's the next one? I just want to kind of trail out piece by piece as we potentially revert back to VWAP. We had the reversion of the strong bid. We had the continuation of sellers, which kind of showed themselves. Now we're getting the reversion of the reversion. So the question becomes, where's the next trade? We had the short, we had the long. Does it flip back into a short at VWAP? Ooh. I don't know, but we're reverting pretty nicely as of right now, and I don't have enough size on this long. Again, I gotta rethink about what I'm actually risking. Like I understood that I had to go long where I did, got out of the short, that was important, on strong reasons to buy, right? Flipped to the long, that was good, on strong reasons to buy, but did not risk appropriately to what the chart was telling me, so therefore, doesn't matter, still got chopped up a little bit. More than I needed to, let's say, a lot more than I needed to. So it is what it is. Got to do a little bit better. When things get a little bit volatile, I'm just like, oh my God, I'm looking for this to stay volatile, go right now, strong legs. If the buyers are stepping in, I'm looking for it to be as symmetrical as the selling, because symmetry is absolutely beautiful. Some of the best reversions show the most beautiful symmetry, but it's not always going to be like that. It's not always going to be a nice, pretty fairy tale, right? Sometimes it is a bit of a nightmare for some.
The O's? The ocean you're
No, just in general. I'm talking about the reversion of the reversion and the price action that we're getting here in the market right now. So just got to enjoy the ride. You know,
enjoy the ride, man. You got to enjoy all rides, brother.
Wonderland's open.
Wonderland is it open still?
I think they're still doing Halloween Haunt.
Oh yeah, I guess Halloween Haunt. Halloween on a Friday this year.
Oh, nice.
That is cash money, says Neil. That is cash money.
Oh, Halloween.
On a Friday. Every parent loves Halloween on a Friday.
Yeah,
all
of
right.
Of course.
So Neil, I've donated to the Girl Guide cookies. I'm more than happy to do so and continue to do so. But in return, my friend, please, if you get any singles Reese's Pieces, please just bring me a couple. Because, yeah, Reese's Pieces. The singles when you go out trick or treating. Yeah. See if you can snag a couple of those for your boy. Yeah. I mean, hey, come on, man.
Oh, boy.
All right, respect. Yeah, all right, that's what I'm talking about, man. Adara, I got the clap from Adara. That's nice. We love Reese's Pieces around here, so shout out to that one. Ramin's got the chocolate-covered almonds in the fridge.
Oh, yeah.
Watch out for those.
Ramin always has some nice chocolates in
I don't know. She's had a can of Coke in there. She's had a can of Coke in there.
Sometimes I be getting that sweet tooth, you know? Sometimes I'm just, I might be a little cranky and I might need a break, so
get the chocolate covered. Oh, the Kit Kat, a break.
I like it. So what's your favorite chocolate?
Okay, well, let's not complicate this. Score bar, bang.
Score bar?
That's it.
Bounty.
Bounty?
Yeah.
With the coconut in it?
With the coconut. Put the lime in the coconut.
And
drink it all up.
All right. Dara, what is your favorite? I think it's Reese's.
Yeah.
Wait, for chocolate or for candy, or what is the question?
Chocolate bar.
Chocolate.
I can't do chocolate like at all. Reese's Pieces is really as close to I get.
Okay.
Though, like even, I don't know, I have a thing with dark chocolate, so probably Reese's Pieces. But Coffee Crisp is a vibe as well.
Ooh,
yep.
Okay, we throw Coffee Crisp in there as well too.
Yeah.
We like that one. Guys, put your favorite bar in the chat. I'm curious to see what we got going on. Is it
Three Musketeers as well.
Wow.
Three Musketeers,
I think
absolutely solid.
All right.
I like Toblerone. That's great. Toblerone is absolutely beautiful. I love
Crunchy.
The nougat?
The toffee one.
The toffee one?
Yeah, not crunch. Crunchy is one of my favorite. Love those.
I like.
Remember Mr. Big?
Of course, yeah.
Mr. Big was up there as well too.
It's funny enough. I usually go on. Sometimes I get a little bit of a sweet tooth, and I go on a bit of a binge.
Okay.
So I'll hit up the dollar store, and you know that's that candy aisle. Oh boy! And then I'll go like what last week I spent like $30 just on chocolate bars, and I was just like I didn't eat all of them all.
Dude,
at once,
I spent.
But I'm like this is gonna be here. This is my reserve.
Yeah.
For whenever I feel like I need a little bit, but half of those bars are still there. I didn't eat all of them, but $30 worth of chocolate. My mom was like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "You know what?"
Dude, I spent $30 on 3 bags of candy. They're like this UK. There's a candy shop. It's not even
Halloween yet.
Yeah, I know. It's there's this store called the Candy Shop on College Street here in the city, and it sells like UK candies. And there's something called the Candy Kitten, and they're vegan. And oh boy. Oh boy, are those ever good, those candy kittens. Let's see what we got. Baby Ruth, Reese. We're going to Adara here in a moment. The Crunch Bar is fire. Adara, what do you got for us?
Yeah, interesting comments here. Just with regards to the shutdown, any layoffs involved with the shutdown, I just want to mention this to give you guys a little bit of context for what's happening here with regards to news. Apparently, Trump's budget director, Russell Vought, says they're definitely talking thousands of people to be affected by government layoffs. They said it'll probably be higher than 10,000 people. As we get those comments, though, then we have comments from a U.S. judge saying that she's very likely to block the administration from carrying out these mass layoffs during the shutdown. So interesting look there. Market is trying to get a little bit of a push higher right now, maybe pulling back a bit at that 601 level. But yeah, just a little bit of context here. Shutdown and layoffs on watch. No other news, though. Again, to explain that big drop we had earlier beyond Scott Bessen's comments, urging the World Bank to stop supporting China. Back to you.
Cool, good thing. Thank you very much for that one. Yeah, I've seen that, Bubba Joe. I've seen multiple people say that in the chat. There it is. Like, I mean, you bounce right off of 659 to the penny, and now you're up $4 already from that bounce. So what a move. And there goes AMD right back to the top side. Excuse me, so not too bad. Yeah, you look big time. Bubba Joe, hot dang. We got cows tipping. Damn, I don't know what that means. There might be. Oh, yeah. Don't. We don't want to talk about that stuff. All right. Read the book of truth. Your heavenly. Okay. All right. Are you gonna just spam the chat? I appreciate for the all the scripture and everything along those lines, but read the book of truth.
The last super chat.
Oh, okay, we're saying praise.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, yeah, okay, cool.
Some of these, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there it is. There's no reload right now, guys. I thought that we were going to get a continuation to the downside and head towards that Friday's low, but that does not. I'm not MaxEM. Don't worry about it. I'm not going to ban you. Why do you think I'm going to ban you, MaxEM? Unless you said something wrong, then sure enough, then other than that. But just read the book of truth. Just stop saying the same thing. For everyone who obeys, okay, yeah, this isn't really a place for that, but we'll let you go because you're not doing anything too bad, but just kind of keep it on the cool. So yeah, thanks very much. No reload opportunity here on the SPY Obie. I mean, you drop $5, $6 almost like that. And then there's zero continuation. It just goes straight to the top side and a big time recovery. We're almost right back at my my entry price. And at this pace, I wouldn't be surprised if we get there. I want to stick with the volume though. So any forms of indecision, there is a support level here that we can look at on the 5-minute. That can act as potential resistance. And if we fail to construct a high into there, then maybe we'll get an additional turnaround. But I don't think at this point that we're going to get to that low of the day. So essentially what it would be looking for is a higher low. Anywhere around 661, we'll take 662 for the potential reload is that one. Yeah, exactly. No, it's not. But anyways, I absolutely hate how fast the market bounces back. Like, can a bear eat? I know, Jabil, I know you got to eat quick. But that's what I was getting at earlier. It's such a tough game is because when things are working out for you, you want to leave runners on. Yeah. But to what extent, Obie?
So here's the thing. Look, I had the short as well, right?
To what
extent? And then I flipped along. So it's like there's been so many times where it's just like you see the aggressiveness of the selling, right? As soon as that aggressiveness kind of stops, I think the trade is pretty much kind of over because the trade was that aggressive selling, right? We don't know that that was going to happen. Maybe we had reasons to sell from before that really but like we didn't know it was going to tank like this, right?
No.
You might have had conviction on the short up here at 25,100, maybe on the retest of the 25,000. But we go back to talking about symmetry, right?
Yeah.
If we have a strong waterfall move, what's the likelihood that move is overdone, right? That's what I'm always asking because I love reversions. I'm like, what's the likelihood that this is too far too fast or this is way overdone? If I think it is, then I'm looking for that symmetry back in. Look at the first bid that came in at the lows off that 659. So aggressive, right? So aggressive, almost just as aggressive as that initial drop candle off of that 64.5. So when I see that kind of a thing and I confluence it with the tape, I did see a lot more things on the tape as well, which got me out. I'm just like, yeah, right here, I know it's done. So it's like looking for that price action to kind of tell you, because the candle isn't going to tell you until it's been printed. But you can see the exits here. I'm getting out as that candle is printing because I'm like, oh boy, flat bottom lows. and then the buyers it's just like
Here's my
you've seen that meme, right?
Yeah.
Of like the little kid, he runs into the room and he's like, oh nope, and he just runs right back.
Yeah.
That's kind of what price action did. That's how I kind of see it. I'll find it for you guys if I can. And oh boy, we're coming all the way back to 249s on goggles. So reversion to VWAP. So reversion of the reversion definitely following through here. And guess what? We're just a little bit closer to that 25,000. So yeah, when you're looking for that, I think it's important to kind of see that unusual. Yeah, that bid that this is not normal selling or buying. Exactly. You know that's unusual selling. So you're like, as soon as that participant is done, like what's the likelihood? And then if you like that likelihood, then participating on the tape turns and on the structure holds as we step back up, I think is a good way to kind of, regardless of whether you're long or short, to manage the position. Being like, all right, if buyers are actually going to start stepping up because sellers were stepping down now it's different. Right? I think a trail on that behavior, I think, is solid. And you know what? Sometimes you just get lucky, right? Sometimes you call some things and it's just get lucky. But that buying was distinctly different, is what I'm trying to say.
One thing before you can continue on, but someone mentioned in the chat, they said stopping volume. That's exactly what it is. Like, and I said this earlier on. I said I didn't want to see that rebound volume as strong as it was, and sure enough, look what's being displayed. So you have to listen to what the market is telling you at times, and that's my fault for not taking this 10% off right here. Plenty of opportunities to do so. We did get the meat of the move. We'll take that. But there's going to be no reload here. It might be a steady grind to the top side. That might have absorbed enough liquidity for the entire day, and then who knows what? You just grind for the rest of the session. Only time will tell there, Obie. But yeah, sorry, continue your thought there. I just wanted to point that out because whoever mentioned the stopping volume on the hourly, I'm looking at it on the 5-minute, it's absolutely 110% right.
Yeah, it was
way
clean,
to point
right?
that
volume that came in. So
yeah, very clean.
Like we talk about how it's her book, and she's absolutely amazing at explaining some of these concepts. I got a refresh on that book soon enough. But Anna Coulling. Right? Was it
VPA? Volume price analysis.
Volume price analysis.
Yeah.
Right? It's just like just kind of understanding those concepts and understanding that as well. I think is very important. Now I remember Jose when he first came on the floor. This guy had textbooks, price action textbook from Al Brooks. Now, he's gone through all of those textbooks. Now, Al Brooks is definitely someone you want to read up on, look at his work. I'll admit, I have not read through those really, really thick textbooks that he has, but I've gone through summaries, I've gone through the charts, I've gone through explanations of his concepts, and I've summarized some of those as well. I'm just like, one day maybe I'll sit down, maybe I'll slowly start chipping away at it, but Al Brooks is absolutely solid as well if we're talking about price action and volume analysis. But yeah, the thing is, a lot of people, when you see like multiple textbooks like that, you're probably like, I probably don't want to spend time reading that, right? I just want to make money, but it's just like, you put in a little bit of time, and maybe even if you find something that makes you 1% better, it's still well worth it, I think, in the long run. So definitely stuff to check out. There you go. Jag saying Al Brooks is awesome, puts me to sleep, but it's pretty good. Yeah, exactly. It's dry material, right? But at the end of the day, it's like if you're willing to kind of push through that, it's only positive in my opinion, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Here's the thing: some of the best things in life are the hardest to do, right? They wouldn't be worth doing. Everybody would be doing them if they were easy. Some of the best things in life are free as well, right? So no one's stopping you from reading that book. That book is online. He has videos that are online. All that stuff is free. The question is it worth your time to put in? That's the real question, right? So yeah. Anyway, that's my
there's the spiel of the day. All right. It's official. I'm not playing 600, which is how I trade the market. Yeah, I mean, Jag is not material. Yeah, I mean, listen, I know we talk about thinking in bets and stuff like that by what's that lady's name? Who writes Thinking in Bets? Anyways,
Neil knows which one that is. Neil, Thinking in Bets by
Annie Do. Thank you for that. I'm going to be honest. I think it's a brutal read, in my opinion. Listen, Listen,
That's one of the books I
read it. I had to read it twice to make sure that I wasn't delusional. It's a little lackluster, but I mean, I like the mentality that she thinks in. That's for sure. But she's going on about this one place in Iowa, Des Moines, a little bit too long and all that stuff like that. But yeah. I remember when I was in Chicago, I seen a bunch of flights to that place, and I'm like, who's going there? But hey, apparently the terminal was full. It's like, I don't know how to pronounce it correctly. It's like Des Moines or whatever it is. I think it's in.
Oh, in Chicago, yeah.
Des Moines. Is it Des Moines? Yeah, I have no idea. Des Moines, yeah. But it's in, what state is that in? Utah or something like that? Along those lines, it's in Iowa.
Iowa.
Yeah, all right. Des Moines. There you go. Des Moines. There. That's how you say it.
John in the chat asking what book was that. We didn't specifically name a book other than the volume price analysis by Anna Coulling. But Al Brooks is the author. So Al Brooks, they kind of call him father of price action.
I don't live in West French Sports and Stocks, and I don't even know French, to be honest with you. So I had no idea what it is. So it's like I probably did pronouncing it wrong. But yeah, thank you very much, Des Moines. Okay, here it is. Reload time. We only got a couple minutes, Obie. We may as well rock and roll here on this trade. See if we can get a little bit more involved. Bang. We'll start small. See if we can get a little bit of a pop. If it cracks through, we're just free rolling right now. Let's see if we can get that breath back down towards the downside. So Joni uses Gen Z Games playing the background next to the book to hold it. Yeah, he did. Very, very funny there, Danielle. Very much true as well too. But yeah, there it is, right?
You can break it down in chunks, right? That's the
book.
It's just like, he's like, okay, so people. I know it's a cliche saying, but like, how do you eat an elephant, right?
Well, okay, you got to chop it up. Yeah, you got to chop it up.
So it's just like, okay, if you think it's overwhelming and you still you know you need to get through it, why not spending 5 minutes a day, right?
Yeah.
For 10 minutes a day. You're just like, okay, this stuff puts me to sleep, but what if you read it for 5 minutes a day? Sure, it's going to take you exponentially longer, but you're getting it done still. And another point that you said you read the book twice or a couple of times there.
Yeah, I had to read it twice.
Here's my question. How many of you out there are capable of absorbing 100% of the value on your first read?
No, you
on the
don't.
second read, on the third read. Please tell me, because I'm still trying to find that individual. I have one friend from undergrad. This guy is a professor at Caltech now.
Yeah.
That guy, he only needed to read everything once, and you could test him, and he'd be like, "It says this on this page."
Well, clearly,
and I gotta read. You know what I mean?
I gotta read things
I don't have that kind
times,
of savant level of comprehension, but you know what I mean? It's just like you gotta read things over and over again. And another thing as well, sometimes I read these books every year.
Yeah.
Right. So think about it. You're at a different place in your trading journey now as you were last year. So now when you read it, you might see things differently. You might extract different kinds of value, right?
I read this book twice, and I was pronouncing Des Moines wrong the whole time in my head. So obviously, I need to read things on more than one occasion, and then maybe get ChatGPT to actually give me the correct pronunciation of things there. But anyways, we tried that reload. We're starting to climb a little bit higher there. We're not going to stand in front of this one because the market looks like it wants to completely rebound on today's session. Could you get a rejection of the volume-weighted average price? Yeah, but we're not going to hold it that long. There it is. We're all out of this trade there, guys. Oh, nope, not yet. Let's get out of that. Just so we're not holding it and giving away too much profits, because I was free rolling. We're posted up. Let's see if we catch that fill just so we get that out. But that move to the downside was a nice one. No fills here just yet. Okay, come on, you could do it. Bang, there it is. Now we're out of it there, guys. So we give a small bit back, but still a nice move to the downside. 5 points essentially there. And then we're just looking for the curl around, but instead from 115, you just decide to grind a little bit higher. The market big time rebound. AMD heading right back towards the high of the day, so not too bad of a look. But Obie, you know what time it is?
What time is it?
It's 2 o'clock, my friend.
Oh boy.
So guys,
time really flies, man.
Time really flies. The weeks fly by and everything along those lines, and we stay fly. But at the end of the day, I hope you guys had enjoyed your time with us here. Obie and I, we're gonna send it off to the lads to our right, and hopefully they're gonna continue to crush it. Guys,
take it easy.
See you later.
Trade safe.